making the claim, so when they lose, they will say, that's it. You know, Coco Makakri went on. But UWP, we play fair. We don't play dirty. We believe in God. We don't do that kind of nonsense. Fair and square. We believe in fair elections.
Caller, let me tell you something. We obviously does not include those who do not. Because if they believed just like you did, there'd be no shenanigans. Lani mon ki pa melek yo hadi by any means necessary yo kai.
Well, they did say that this election is going to be the nastiest, but what they didn't realize is nasty to who. That's what they didn't realize. But we have an election to win, so we have to tune out the noise. So, you know, that's just a lot of air. And if Musa was doing his work in the many terms that he was there, he would not have any need for him to feel afraid right now. So after so many years, the UWP finally have somebody down there who is shaking some ground and causing a movement, and you want to make noise. Your time is past. Moving right along. Anyway, have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller. Have a great day. Thank you. Yes, I realize. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Ah, there we go. Good morning to you folks. We're finally up. Somebody says at 6:31 we're not on TV. I believe we should be. We should be. So here's the choice of words. Here's the choice of words that was used last night. And it says that they were leaving strategic space in Castries North and Castries Central. Strategic space. Strategic space for someone who you all vilified in Castries Central, who you called every name in the book, who you made every allegation and ad contrary to them, about drug dealers, about money launderers, about human trafficking, who you assisted in, and now you're leaving strategic space. So when that space, and if, big one, that space is filled, will that strategic space holder then become a part of you? I mean, are we listening to what's being said here? Strategic space in Castries North? I mean, that's the facts of it all. I'm just keeping it real. Strategic space for the person who owned the only certificate they have was a birth certificate. You all remember that? Strategic space for the lazy you-know-who? Strategic space for useless? Strategic space, you're leaving strategic space for no brains, no education? Idiot? I mean, are we listening to this? This is so ridiculous. It is funny, people. It's so ridiculous. It's funny. You know, sometimes something's so bad, you laugh at it. You want to cry, but you laugh and you cry at the same time. Because it's so ridiculous. It's so distressing. It's so wild. I told you yesterday, I told you the day before, the next 24 hours would have revealed, and it has revealed. You refuse to endorse in Castries Central, but you live in strategic space. Say, kakakal baski and tetsetli. Folks, everything that had been predicted, everything that had been said, everything that was rumored in this whole situation in the north and the center is playing itself out. In the loose tongue in Moshi on Saturday night, in everything that was said, it was there. Everything that was said, and from what side it came from, where it came from, right there. So it's been a plan all along. We have another call. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Let me remind you, it was Dal Summer from Soufriere who told the king that all he has is a marriage certificate and a birth certificate. Just two of them, a married and a birth certificate.
Yeah, yeah. That's a real shame. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for refreshing our memory. Mais à présent, the greatest thing since sliced bread. Greatest thing since sliced bread. But you know, like I always say, time will reveal. And you know what I'm predicting again today? The next 24 hours. By tomorrow morning, a lot more. You see, during the course of today, a lot will be revealed. Trust me. A lot will be revealed. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, good morning,
Hey.
good morning.
You know, I feel so despondent at this time. So sad, so withdrawn, so... I mean, if there was a particular female voice here this morning, that call would have come in much sooner. The excitement in your voice would have been much more noticeable. But you know, it's like it's just drab, you know, it's just blah, you know. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
You know, sometimes I've been motivated by a feeling.
You do what you said?
Sometimes I've been motivated by a feeling. You know, sometimes you never have the experience. They always keep a female to work with a man, to give the man more encouragement.
Really?
You never noticed that a policeman with a female policeman, a female police?
Ah,
You never noticed that?
I'm listening to you.
Sometimes it's a form of to give the male more encouragement. You know, sometimes I like to explore.
You're an explorer now. You like Vasco da Gama or Christopher Columbus.
Now, for you to discover, you have to explore.
Is your name Drake?
Now, when you discover, then you begin to identify. But have we ever explored to discover the truth? You know, once I was talking to a wise man. I really want to know the truth. He told me, son, listen, the reality of life is so harsh. Very, very harsh, you know. So if you have to know the reality of life, it's not easy to swallow. It's not easy. But we have to face it one day. They say a drunken man will grab onto a straw. Even though the straw won't save his life.
Desperation. Yeah.
You know, some people have turned themselves to religion, think that they're going to get healed. Although they don't believe in something, they don't believe in that, but desperation. Oh boy. But anyway, today is Tuesday.
It is Thursday. Today is Thursday, caller.
Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Time really flies, huh?
It does.
It looks like time flies when you maybe got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But anyway, they give me a queen from Laclery. Laclery never had a woman for a long time.
Are you talking about Leclerc the place or Leclerc the person I'm talking to now?
Laclery, the person. When I saw on the poster, I see a woman. I say, hey, at last I get a woman. So long I haven't get a woman from Laclery. They can give me a queen again, huh? Yeah. But anyway, we're going to see what's going to happen.
Good morning.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you very much. Have a great day. 4560931. It's up to you this morning, folks. I ain't saying nothing. I'm only commenting. Number in the studio if you want to give me a ring-a-ling on the ting-a-ling, 456-0931. And if you want to send a message, you know, I know some of you don't want your voice to be out there. You don't want to become more famous than you already are. And you could send me a message via WhatsApp or call in if you don't have much credit, or if you're in the diaspora, or if you're frugal. 485-0931. And the frequency, the numbers that you tune in, if you have a digital radio, or if you have a regular, you know, turn along thing, then it's 93.1 megahertz in the FM band. That's right. FM meaning frequency modulation. 93.1 in the north, south, east, west, on the highways and byways. If you're in your car already going to work, for 7 o'clock you have 18 minutes and 15 seconds left. If you are on a minibus, or if you're a driver, or wherever you are, baba nan leba nan kapasebo fampatatla. Good morning, you're on the air via WhatsApp. What's going on?
Good morning, Brother Norbert. How you doing?
Morning. You my brother? You my brother?
Yeah, brother. I just want to make some observation. I listened to Ernest here last night on DBS News. And it's really, really pathetic, Brother Norbert, to see or to hear that the Labour Party is saying that they're not filling in 2 candidates because of strategic space.
Didn't he say just 24 hours, within 24 hours before that they would be fielding 2 candidates for those seats?
That is correct. And then in the same, if you listen to the comment, in the same
fluff and bluff.
The same comment, fluff and bluff. In the same comment, he's saying, wait, something could in the next 24 hours or before Friday.
Stringing people along. Caller, we've heard these old tricks before. It's stringing people along, making themselves relevant, trying to keep you listening. That's all it is. Same thing with the doom and gloom and everything else. What if, maybe, perhaps, if somebody's gonna cross, then you hear, you know, the defector.
Let me say.
Same thing, same tactics. That's SLP tactics.
Same old tactics. Let me tell you something, Brother Norbert. Stevenson King was the one who brought me into the politics. I campaigned for Stevenson King several elections and win. I'm openly saying today, publicly saying today, that I endorse Janine Giroudi McIntyre. Everybody knows who's speaking. I endorse her. I think she's a breath of fresh air into the politics. She has a vision. She has class. She has integrity. She has the capacity. And I'm saying openly and publicly, I'm endorsing her. But going back to Unesile, what strategic space you'll have? I mean, this is the first. I'm keeping it real this morning. What strategic space? I mean, it's pathetic to see the Labour Party construct. I've never seen the Labour Party so disorganized.
But you know what, caller?
So much disarray.
You know what, caller? Let's keep it real. We know darn well what they mean. And the strategic space that they're claiming to leave is occupied. Forget about the cows. The cows are irrelevant. Okay? Is occupied by 2 of the most vilified, malparlayed persons that the SLP has ever directed its mepui and mauvais and propaganda against. Incredible. Where's the credibility in that?
There's no credibility. After all what is said about Richard Frederick, the Labour Party said.
Unbelievable. And you know, caller, you know what, caller? Let me interrupt you there this morning because I get vexed. The audacity of that statement, the insult to people's intelligence is palpable. You can cut it with a knife. I mean, the individuals themselves, don't they have any shame? Don't they have any self-worth? Don't they? That's like you balders going to the station where the guys ate him alive not too long ago. That's exactly what it is. My gosh, man.
Some people have no shame, brother Norbert, because you know why? For political expediency, they will do anything. For example, the Labour Party said, like you never recognized or they had any respect for Stephenson King. They called him a messenger. They said he had no degrees. They said Harold also from Sufre said the only thing he has was a birth certificate and a marriage certificate. That's how they regarded him.
He said the only certificate he had.
Yes, was a marriage certificate and a birth certificate. So they had no regard and respect for Stephenson King. They never recognized him as Prime Minister. They saw him as a...
They refused to refer to him as Prime Minister. They called him King.
Exactly. Then you have Richard Frederick. He's the most frightening thing in the local politics, senator politics. They accuse him of being a money launderer and a drug dealer.
Who's they? Where did they do that? Where did they do that?
No, I said they accused.
Where did they do that?
On platform. They said we don't want no drug dealer and thing in their party. Kenny Anthony told him stay in your section. Then.
So does that equate to them calling him a drug dealer?
Well, it all lends to interpretation. But it is said by Richard Frederick that they were instrumental in his visa revocations. So after all,
and he also said that what was done to him, he would not wish it upon his worst enemy.
That's right. Then to make it worse, he went on platform publicly and called Kenny Anthony the greatest deceiver and liar. Publicly, he said so. And today you see those guys embracing those two individuals. It's just out of political expediency, all in an effort to try to win a general elections desperately. But when you look at and I'm saying the Labour Party as we speak, the guys could not feel. This is the worst I've seen the St. Lucia Labour Party. They're in total disarray.
They're scraping the bottom.
They're scraping the bottom. Up to this point in time, 11. How many more days for elections, brother? No, but 11 more days.
11 days.
11 more days, and they cannot even present a manifesto to tell St. Lucians this is our plan. This is our policy document.
Well, I suspect it's coming out. I suspect it's coming out today.
So let us wait and see on that one. They cannot fill 17 slates of candidates. The performance last night was lackluster. It had no focus. It was just all over the place. So when you look at the Labour Party currently, I mean, they total disarray. The guys have no clue. You notice what is happening, brother Norbert. They were beating cooking pans all over the place. They won the general elections. The Prime Minister finally announced the date of elections. And yet still the guys are in total disarray. They're not organized. They have no focus. So I'm saying to St. Lucian, do not waste your vote. Your vote is something that is, you cannot put any price on. It's your future. Do not gamble with your future. It's sacred. Do not gamble with your future. Look at the two parties, the construct. You have a party that is stable in the UWP with Alan Michael Chasney, and you have a party who played games. They cannot even fill a 17 slate of candidates. The leader don't know where he's coming and going. He's clueless. He has no plan. He has no vision. And I just want to say, to end there saying, Stephenson King, I'm campaigning against you. I'm saying it publicly, and I'm endorsing Janine Jurodi McIntyre for Castrice North because I'm confident that she has a vision, like I said earlier. She has class. She has the capacity to bring a change in Castrice North. And I'm urging and encouraging the voters in Castrice North, vote Janine Jurodi McIntyre.
Thank you very much, Colin.
Thank you, brother Norbert.
Thank you for keeping it real. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir.
I'm calling this morning again with the Labour Party saying St. Lucia for St. Lucia. I'll tell you, the same Dr. Kenny Anthony who says St. Lucia for St. Lucia
I know of an incident in Marigo where a local person wanted to buy a piece of land. And you had a foreigner bragging he must get that. Once he go to this man, he must get it. The local person wrote to him and said, I am about to buy this land. I'm cutting a deal with the person. But this guy is bragging, do not give him a land only and license. Within a week, the white man, not the foreigner, the land, the alien license to buy the land over the St. Lucia. And they talk about St. Lucia for St. Lucia. I listened to the Carbot thing, and I heard Pierre says, NIC should have hold off a little longer and allow the agreement within the Carbot people and the bank to expire, and NIC should make an application to buy the land. Local people are saying they go to the bank, they go with a proposal, and the people in the bank, they don't give them the loan for the proposal. And months or a year later, you see the same thing they went in for, and you have a man who wants to be prime minister promoting things like that. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. People must understand that. In order to get power, you say anything that cannot be right. Cannot be right. And you're talking about victimization. I can tell you about victimization. When the Labour Party came into power, the abattoir you see they made all the noise for, they did not pay me. I got paid until after the general election in 2016. I am a local person. I have a family to feed. They took a deliberate attempt not to pay me. Kenny Anthony never came to this abattoir throughout 5 years, from 2011 to 2016. Dr. Kenny Anthony never stepped foot in this building. The Honorable, the Minister of Agriculture, Musa, came there twice in 5 years. In 5 years. And you're talking about victimization? Thank you, Norbert.
Thank you very much, Colin. Thank you for keeping it real. Folks, I want to bring something to your attention which just occurred to me. You know, sometimes something's staring you in the face and you don't really pay much attention to it. You don't even notice until, for some reason, a light goes off in your head. You know, eureka! Or somebody says something, or a thought goes through your head, and somehow in the marvelous brain that we have, a connection is made and boom! You hear Kenny Anthony saying anything? Est-ce autant Kenny qui a dit rien? But again, where's the local press to ask the questions? That's why we'll ask the questions here. We'll ask the questions here. And you go out and do your investigation, or you verify what's going on. Because they ain't doing it for you. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Williams.
Morning, sir. How are you?
How are you? I'm there.
I'm doing great. It's a lovely day in paradise, man.
Oh, yes, the
sun is out.
Bouncing out on me right now.
Don't melt, you know.
No, boy. I have to cast that vote. If I miss that, it's not good, you know. We have to win that election head to toe. You know? I just want to say about the Labour Party talking about St. Lucians. You could remember that St. Lucians were controlling our supermarkets. You could remember the crime. That the Chastenay was overpricing in the supermarket. You remember that? When last you heard the opposition spoke about the prices, and the people are crying more today.
And they have the prices higher than they were back then.
Oh, yes, sir. I mean...
One day you come in, is one price, 2 days, 3 days later, a week later, brap! Say, what? Hey, what's going on?
What's going on? I was there on Monday, and a senior citizen like myself came in, a lady, and she said, just last week I bought that price. It's up by 50 cents. You have heard the Labour Party cry? But they're for St. Lucian, because they have to remove that racist thing they have in them. Let me remind them that a lot of the secondary school that was built in St. Lucia to help educate our people were foreigners. the hotel where I work, Carib Blue, foreign investment, the Halcyon Days, Halcyon Beach Club, Carib Blue, all these hotels are foreigners. And you have to put into consideration how much money, how much tax money they paid into this country. The hotel workers that they are criticizing, saying is minimal job, that's where I got the money to buy my property. You know it because you have come by home. Many other, I could tell you, there are more people that work in the hotel that own their own homes than people that work in the government office. You know, at one time we are looking down at taxi drivers. Today, when civil servants retire, what they want to do? Run taxi. So I'm telling St. Lucian, stay focused. I'm saying to the young people that we have a government that is strong, that is focused, that is working in the interest of every St. Lucian. Every St. Lucian. The Labour Party, you have heard Lynch talk just a while ago before me. You have heard other people comment how they victimize people. As a past member of the Labour Party, I was victimized. You have heard Mr. Peter Jose spoke about the things he went through as a former Labour Party member and supporter and minister. What more do you need to know about these people? Don't gamble with the future of your children, grandchildren, and great-grand to come.
Caller, you know, over time, you know, I always say here, time will reveal, and time is the catcher. And in this case here, I'm sure I don't even need to explain. You know exactly what case I'm talking about. In this case here, time has been the catcher. From all the innuendo, from all the soupçon that was coming out from the SLP about something happening, about you know who, and they gave you what was supposed to be little bits of information, little bits of information that in hindsight, or having played out itself, has been very accurate, and that could not have been guesswork. Well, so it suggests to me very well and very clear that this was in the making with the SLP for a long time. And then you heard, now listen to this caller, and then you heard 2 days ago, well, a day and a half ago, about an independent Labour candidate. And then you go back a little bit to last week. You remember a letter that was sent to the UWP talking about, I will not run for the UWP but as an independent, but never resigning. So that sounds to me a little twist of the same thing, an independent UWP candidate. So you have an independent UWP candidate, you have an independent Labour candidate, and now, or then, you had a statement made by the LU that the independent UWP candidate has now joined us. Hold on. And then last night now, you have the statement which had been, of course, out there already, that no candidate would be run to facilitate the two independents.
We have been talking about that.
And then now, all of a sudden now, he puts the icing on the Roro cake and says, we will leave strategic space and not put up candidates. But then listen to this now on social media yesterday, day before. A supposed one who had all the intentions and is deep in the camp with the Red Brigade, the Kool-Aid Squad, Samuel Bowers, said that he was suspending his campaign. What campaign it was, I don't know. He wasn't in the mix anyway. He was suspending his campaign and was now encouraging all SLP supporters, or those who would have supported him, to vote for the independent candidate there in Castries North. So it sounds, caller,
Let me tell you now.
This is not an accident. It was well planned in St. Lucia to happen in St. Lucia.
Let me tell you.
Okay? All of them was playing Deband VCS.
Yeah, let me tell you something before I have. From the time after we won the last election, I went to the Castries North office and I saw an individual that was close, very close, active participant for the independent candidate for Labour in Steve's office. That triggered something. And now the result is out. Thank you, Robert.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. I better get a screenshot of this here quickly, because I know as I have revealed it, as I have revealed it, it'll disappear. So I will do the right thing. Yeah. 456-0931. 456-0931. There it is, my point. There it is, folks. My point. Can you believe this? Like the people of St. Lucia, Dotish and Deck. Good morning, you're on the air via WhatsApp. Let's keep it real.
Yes, keeping it real.
Morning.
That's my first time calling your show anyway.
Thank you for calling. Thank you very much.
But there's one thing you all need to remember. Dr. Ernest Dillon had a clipping saying that they will do anything and everything to win the Castries North seat and the Castries Central seat by whatever means, once they do it within the ambits of the law. So, that Stevenson King and Richard Frederick thing has been in the making for a long time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. We have another call. Good morning. You're on the... Oh, it's gone. 456-0931. 456-0931. Give me a call. Give me a ring-a-ling on the ting-a-ling. 456-0931. Let's check WhatsApp. Okay, a call's coming in. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hello,
Please
morning.
turn down the volume of your radio or your TV or your device.
Okay, morning.
Good morning.
What I would like to talk about is, yesterday I read where Stephen
Caller, hold on one moment, please. Can you please turn down the volume of your device?
I am not close to my device.
You don't have to be close. I need you to turn down the volume. It's still causing...
All right, let me go on closer.
Okay.
All right.
Talk to me now.
Yesterday I read, that's my first time calling.
Oh, you get the bell too. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. I read where King is saying that, I think what he's doing is putting fear into the
thank you so much.
constituents.
Thank you.
He's saying that he will be there are more candidates to leave before election.
Caller, thank you so much for reminding me
And I think that
again.
is just putting fear
Tactics.
into the...
Learning real quick. Real quick. Once they go over to the side, you hear the what ifs, maybe, perhaps, the fear, the doom and gloom.
This is what he's doing. So I need people to listen to King and observe him for what he is.
Well
He's
said,
just,
caller.
That's just putting scare tactics into the
Well
constituent,
said.
and that's what he will do to make us believe that there are more to come. So
Yes.
we will wonder, should we vote?
That's right. That's right.
Should we vote? Because if there are more to leave, our votes will just be
Useless.
lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no sense voting.
Thank
but
you
I
very
want people
much.
to show King a lesson, teach
him.
a lesson.
Yes.
I am from his constituents, and we will give him the shock of his life.
Yes.
Don't put fear. After you do that, you put in fear into us again.
Yep.
I just don't believe that, man.
That's the Kool-Aid squad tactics right there.
Yes, putting fear into the constituents to tell them
Yeah.
that there are more to leave.
Yeah.
So that means don't vote.
Ain't nobody leaving.
No one is leaving. He was the only snake there. I want St. Lucians to know that Stephenson King was the only snake in that party.
The king snake.
No one else.
King
no
snake.
one else.
Yeah.
If I knew what he was about from a year ago,
yeah,
I'm sure others knew what he was about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, simply saying à des autres, si vous autres vote Labour, viez un pays ça, nous qu'à manger de l'eau avec un fourchette. I don't know if they will understand that, but we will eat. I don't know how possible it is to eat water with a fork, but that's what we will be doing. So put on your thinking caps, Lucians, and let's vote them out.
Caller, let me just say something quick to you. In looking at what's going on there, I don't see anything there of St. Lucia first. I see there in those individuals putting themselves first. It's for their political agenda.
Everything they're doing is for them. They're not for us.
Yeah.
When I look at what's happening there, none of those Labour people put the people first. It's all about them and their egos and for power and their status. That's all. None of them there for us. You have such a compassionate PM, and you will look at these losers out there that are all for themselves, that are just trying to come in there quickly to fill their pockets again after 5 years of not having what they are used to. Come on, man. And you know, it's one thing I always say about, they always tell you, Guy Saint-Volet. You know how I regard Guy? As our Robin Hood. Si ka volé, ka ban nou vie. Si Guy Saint-Volet, nou ka jwen tout sa ka volé, ka achen ni pou koy. Because I have never seen a man who gives back so much to his constituent. If you say he's a thief, well, he's the only Robin Hood we have. That's why he's always voted back in. Because Guy don't keep what he steals for himself. That's what I want St. Lucians to look at. They tell you the money.
Caller, let me tell you something. Caller, you must not fall into the trap of that and try to validate the negative that they're putting out. They have been after Guy Joseph for years. And if they had anything, they would have done something.
They would have done it already.
All it is just giving people.
All
it is giving people negative titles, and that is something that all will agree that they are very good at doing. Assassinating people's character, giving all kind of names to people. But those that they have to be afraid of and concerned about when it's convenient.
You take a little speck of wood from someone's eye and you have a log in yours? Come on. This is so ridiculous with this party. I don't understand how. And the young people out there, I hope they're listening, their eyes are open. The day to vote, just go out there and vote. Vote with a vengeance. Because that's how we have to vote against King, with a vengeance for what he did. The snake. Kitela. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 456-0931. 456-0931. We have another call. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hi, good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I'm okay. Norbert, yesterday I listened in part to the Honorable Guy Joseph on Dr. Secret's show. And he was recounting, and he revealed many of the shenanigans which has happened in recent times within the party and in our politics. And I was asking myself, how are we going to have a record of these things for posterity reasons, for the upcoming and the next generations? I know Rick Wayne is still around, and in lapses and infelicities, we did get quite a bit of information because he was right there as a journalist. But with the crop of journalists that we have now, and the questions that are not being asked, and the investigations that are not being done, who is going to let us know of all those things that have happened, that is happening, and will happen? I think it is a damning report on our journalists today.
Yep.
And I hope Rick has still have the vigor and the energy, although I know he's not that involved politically again. But we need to record these things. And I am not giving you a job because I know that maybe some of those other people will not talk to you because of the questions that you would ask. But I'm just making a damned condemnation of our state of journalism today. At a lot of things we are not going to have recorded for the upcoming generations. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 456-0931. 456-0931, folks. Let's see if we have, well, I know we do. Let's see here. I have a message here. Oh, okay. Let me brace myself for this one. Good morning, Norbert. For the past 5 years, Richard Frederick has been the self-appointed mouthpiece for the struggling and disorganized SLP. But there is a price to be paid. In exchange, Richard has been begging the SLPs for an endorsement as candidate, but the SLP are afraid of his reputation, which, interestingly, they targeted and sullied in the years past. And so the price goes up. Abandoned and dejected, on the eve of nomination, Richard is forced to play his hand, the red hand, independent labor, he says, fleecing something off of the name Labor. But Richard is no king, who Pierre admits is now in the SLP. Richard will soon realize that no official SLP support will come his way, as the SLP will prefer to take their chances without him. In essence, they will hope to win, but prefer he loses, as he will be a truckload of trouble for which the price will be much too high for them to pay. So thank you, but no thanks, is what Richard is getting for his "Can I help you?" Now left to launch himself, his low-keyed and uninspiring demeanor with 2 lost followers was noticeable. Oh, what a tangled web they weave when first they practice to deceive. The plot thickens as the cookies crumble. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hey, good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Norbert, I don't know if you remember. I called you about, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, talking about what I think the Labour Party has as the secret weapon. And I also mentioned the fact that Philip Pierre did say last year that by September he would have had his full slate of candidates. And I told you about Cassius Central. What I believe the secret weapon is, well, what I think they would be doing is not endorse a candidate for Cassius Central. Remember that call, Norbert? All right. Now, I didn't know about, I specifically mentioned Cassius North. I didn't know what it would be. I didn't know Snake Vincent would have done what he just did, right? But for me, that's like water under the bridge. For me, there's nothing there, nothing. No, but I'll tell you something. I speak to a lot of young people, and so many people can't wait to go to the polls. I have never been prouder, right, of the United Workers' Party like now. I have never been so eager to go to the polls to vote like now. In all my past years that I've voted, I usually go to vote about 5 p.m. Okay? And I can't wait. I want to be the first to go to the polls to vote this coming elections. Because, I mean, the evidence is clear, Norbert. The evidence is clear. It's out there. You can see. I mean, people are bitter because they want to be in power. Okay? But when you watch the development of this country under this administration, Norbert, the amount of people, persons who have supported the other side, and they are ready to support this government because they can see progress in this country. And I've never been prouder, like I said.
It's undeniable, caller. Great. It's undeniable, caller.
Yeah.
And all the fluff and bluff and the smoke screen and the distraction is to get you away, to keep your thinking away from what this government has been able to accomplish.
Exactly.
In the past like 5 years.
With Snake Vincent, and that's my new name for him, the heavy roller. Snake Vincent, right? I'm not even bothered with this guy, okay? I'm not even bothered with this guy. I know people in Castro's North, okay, will teach this guy a lesson. So there's no need to worry. I know people will always call, and because people are disgruntled with what he did. I mean, this guy is, I mean, the biggest snake I've ever come across.
Let me put it this way for you. Let me put it this way. In the past few days, the king snake has been on more talk shows and more news information than in the entire past 5 years. Figure that out. In whose interest then?
But not just that. Even when he was the PM. Even when he was the PM.
Even when?
Even it's like
disappearing act. Mrs. A magician. Dispower it. Magician. La peanut. Boof. He dispower it.
But St. Lucians must not burst their heads. I mean, it has already happened. We cannot dwell on that. Allow Snake Vincent to do what he's doing, and we go ahead and do what we have to do.
That's right, caller.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that. Folks, we must go back to the real story. We must go back or come back to reality. We must get away from the distraction. Because the reality is that this government and all the record will show that this government has performed remarkably well, especially in the worst of times. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And you know what? Forget about the 3 years before COVID. Forget about this year. Let's take 2000 in the middle of COVID. If anything, the performance of the government during the worst of times is testimony to the quality and ability of Alan Shastney and the UWP. No doubt about it. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Robert.
Morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a lovely day in paradise.
All right.
I'm pumped up. I'm excited because you know what, caller? You know what?
Yes.
I think the people of St. Lucia listening right now to Sky FM and all the fans of Keeping It Real understand exactly what the play is. And I have every confidence that on Monday, the 26th day of July, 2021, they will speak loud and they will send a very strong message to St. Lucia and the world. I have confidence in my people.
Yes, no, but that's very true. But I'm telling you, God has blessed this radio station for St. Lucian, that things may come out. And no, but without this radio station and you all, we would be nothing. I'm telling you, no, but we would be nothing. Stephen King have been on shows than the 5 years he did.
More shows in the last week than he's been in 5 years.
Yes.
That should tell you something.
You understand? This man, you hardly hear his voice. And now, you know. No, but remember I told you, that no confidence. He had something with Stephen King. That's why he been that no confidence. He had it.
Mm-hmm.
And Stevenson think there is somebody following him, you know, but he didn't see no sign of that. But he'll pay for it. He'll pay for it. You see the same way you're not hearing about one Louis and this guy. You're not even hear if Stevenson King is in Castries or whatever. I'm telling you, after election, we're coming for them. Thank you, Nawat.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much. Coming for them at the polls. They will feel the might of the Tikwa. Don't worry, caller. Don't worry, folks. Just practice. Sharpen your fingers. Because on that day, I'm calling all of you out. Don't say it happened already. Don't say nothing. silently. The silent army. Go to the polls. I encourage all of you. The treachery, the deceit, the sly snake-like moves that we've seen, we must say no to that. St. Lucians must send a loud and clear message. We must give them a political lolo beffin. That's right. A political lolo beffin. All of them. I'm telling you folks, the message needs to be sent. It must be sent. Not a damn seat for them. Too many tricks. You can quote it the way you want. You can say it the way you want. You can use all the words you want to malmene people seville. We got you. We see the tricks and treachery. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Good morning.
We have a great writer. Don't forget Mr. Peter Josie. He's taking note of everything that is happening. And the other thing, you know, when you have a good friend and you'll get vexed. You'll get vexed. So the friend saying so much things about you. That's what that scenario is all about. So be strong.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real.
That's what Chambers say. Not a damn seat for them. Not a single seat on election day. Not a damn seat for them. How they lose, they can't understand. Not a damn seat for them. They calling Chambers a opium man. Them ONR jump and whine, making a big show.
Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Robert.
Morning, sir.
And Robert, the Labour Party knows for sure after this election they'll be in the wilderness for a long time.
Long time.
Now, that's why they are so mad. Now, I'm telling you what I would like St. Lucians to do is to put them out completely so that we can have a new breed of persons coming in there who are more honest than these guys were there. Now, I am a central voter, but I'm living in Choiseul. I have traveled on 2 occasions to vote for Richard Frederick.
You've done what? Hold on, caller. What's that you said?
I have traveled. I'm a central Catholic voter, but I live in Choiseul. I have traveled on 2 occasions to vote in Cassius or Richard Frederick. And the last time for Sarah Flood. And I'm going traveling back. I already said I was not traveling, but I'm traveling back this time to make sure Sarah Flood gets my vote again. Because I can't see Frederick coming back in there. And mind you, we are both from Lakewood. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real.
Not a damn seat for them. I hear you make best a senator. Not a damn seat for them. If Footy make you party lawyer.
Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Robert, good morning.
Morning.
No, but every 5 years or every election, we don't have a new set of voters coming, and people that will not register if they were 15 or something so at the last election.
Yeah, sure.
So why is it Musa making a big scene saying that there's over 200 people register in his constituency?
Well, the point is he's not even being factual. He say he heard the rumor. That's what he's reporting.
You, whether it is factual or not, what I'm telling you there, he hasn't made a case and said these people, he has a list to show where these people are registered somewhere else, and now they are registered
when
there.
They say Saika D.
Even though he have that, people do migrate.
Yeah.
Look what the caller that just called, they're telling you. You understand? So what's the case? Every 5 years, we have a new set of voters. So why is Musa crying? You see, when these guys realize the table are turning on them, they're looking for all kind of excuses. All kind of excuses. And the man even say he loses his voice. He cries so much he loses his voice, you know.
He says ID?
Yes, he said he loses voice. His voice is not 100%. Listen to the audio properly. I mean, come on. I mean, any child could tell you that. Last election, children that were 15, that was 16, that was 17. This year, this election, they're age to vote. So the voters list must have a change in it. So the voters list must be increased. Oh, God, I wonder what again will happen to this people. Remember I called you all and I was telling you all there are two seats there and go feel it. When I tried to explain it to Champagne yesterday morning, what is independent labor? Well, he see what is independent labor. But I am telling you, they are real stalwart of the party. That is not comfortable with that at all. Anyway, have a nice day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. 456-0931, 456-0931. Let me get to some of the messages via WhatsApp before I get in trouble. We have another call. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Norbert,
yes.
What Musa is trying to play there? If you realize last year, the U.S. election, they're trying the tactics there. They're trying to play the trump card about the voters' list and who have to vote. That is what is going on. But the truth of the matter is, I'm going to send a clear message to Musa. The youth in Beaufort North are tired of us. Tired. They do not want you. You didn't do nothing for Beaufort North. You need to get out, and you will be out by the 26th of July. The young people are ready to vote. And when you're talking about that list, those people, they are eligible to vote right now. Okay? So I think the deadline's supposed to be when, no, but I mean, like, if you turn and then you have to get registered now. They call it, I forget how they call that list. So, Musa, let me tell you, you have to go and come back again. Your time is now. You need to go. And I'm calling on every young person in this country, do not support the St. Lucia Labour Party. They're trying to play the game now like they're for the youth. They're not for you. If they were for you all, when they were in power, they used to send you all and cut grass for $20. Okay? Now they are called centers, all kind of centers right now. You get money for what you're doing. You could go to the bank, get a loan. You could buy your car, buy a piece of land. Now they see the vision of this party. All of them crying foul. Everything the government do is bad. But I am telling them, UWP will win the next general election on the 26th of July. You could go up, you could go down, and I am sending a strong signal to the Castries North, the young people there. Do not let people fool you all when they're coming around and they're telling you all that Mr. King is still UWP. Vote him. No. The true UWP now in that seat is Janine Gironi.
Janine Girodi.
So I am sending that signal for everybody to know this is the lady carrying the United Workers' Party banner, and go and vote her. What was not happening in Castries North, she will pick up the slack and she will make it happen, because it's unbelievable. You know, driving through this area, man, certain places, you know, the way I am seeing it, dirty, the grass are high, and oh my God, I can't believe that. So give the lady a chance so you all could get proper representation. And I am calling on people in Central Castries, give Sarah Flood another chance, because all those people are hungry for power. And I am sending that signal to Mr. Richard Frederick. I am voting in Central Castries. I would like to know why they took your visa. If you could come and let the people of Central Castries, which is the voters, why they took your visa, we will give you the vote. If you not come in and tell us, we will not vote you in. We will go with Sarah Black Bobber. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Thank you so much. 456-0931. Let me get to...
Yes, tan loco, loco. Y hago lo que puedo. Y es tan loco, loco. Y hago lo que puedo. Going mad, crazy, crazy. All they try, they're going mad, mad. And it's looking bad, yes, they're going mad. Crazy, crazy. All they try, they're going mad, mad. And it's looking bad.
Good morning, Norbert. I want to wish my mom a happy birthday. Her name is Anne Edwin. Can you play a happy birthday song? And a big shout out to my brother Kendall Edwin and KK and Danielle Edwin, Joshua Joseph. Wow. Okay. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's turn down the volume of your device, please. Good morning. You need to turn down the volume of your device, please.
Good morning, Robert.
Caller, you need to turn down the volume of your device. You have to turn down the volume of your device and call back. Folks, I'm not going to say that anymore. If you call and you're blowing up my ears because your volume is up, I'm going to disconnect the call. I don't think at this point we need to say that anymore. Please turn down the volume of your radio, of your TV, of your tablet, of your computer, whatever you're listening on. Turn it down and listen to the phone. Do not listen to yourself or for my responses on your TV or radio or whatever device you're using. It's going to cause feedback and it is delayed. And that does not help for a natural conversation. Okay? Thank you. 456-0931 is the number to call if you want to give me a ring-a-ling on the ting-a-ling. And WhatsApp, if you want to call or send a message, the WhatsApp number is 485-0931. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real. Okay. 456-0931. Let's get a message in here. Good morning, Norbert. About 3 weeks ago, there was a function for the Archbishop for his birthday and retirement. At the birthday and retirement for the Archbishop, Stevenson King and Philip Pierre were in attendance. They were both requested to give a speech or statement. Do you know that when King spoke, he said he was speaking on behalf of the opposition leader and the government? Now I am hearing this. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Morning, Robert.
Morning, sir. How are you? That sounds better now. That sounds better now.
Okay.
Yeah, talk to me.
Let me tell you.
Tell me.
Don't mind Stevenson King. That is a traitor. Don't mind what he's doing. So, okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for keeping it real. Norbert, note the same crafting of the letters from Alphonsa St. Rose and Samuel Bowers. They are both suspending their campaigns. Well orchestrated by the SLP. Remember that? That's right. I mentioned it on Monday, I think. Alphonsa St. Rose says he's suspending his campaign to support the Labour candidate in Choiseul. Brother man, if you have a campaign and you will not be running to support, and then you're going to support the person you were running against, you're not suspending your campaign, you're ending it. You know, these fellas relating this smart, you know. Relating this smart. Words. Trying to malmene or sevel. But it's undeniable, the work that this government has done. Undeniable. The numbers speak for themselves. Unemployment, even now with COVID, unemployment numbers are lower than the previous administration. VAT has been reduced. Ain't that so? Property taxes have been suspended to assist. Ain't that true? The vehicle license registration that the SLP had jacked up in some cases by 300% were reduced. And when they were reduced, can you believe the audacity of these guys? Folks, some of you are noticing, messaging me, yes, something's bothering my eye, you know, so something got in there and then it's very irritable. But anyway, I'm staying here for you. The very registration fees for vehicles that they raised by 300% in some cases were reduced by this government. You know what the guys had the audacity to say? That they were not reduced enough? Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
No, but I want to make an observation. I'm not sure if anyone has mentioned it. It had to do with King's interview. I believe this interview was my reason for this.
Which one? Which interview? Because he's done so many these days.
I know, right? His first interview after he had sent in his letter with the young lady.
Okay.
It was some regional interview.
Oh, that was... Okay.
Yes. I believe this was staged because the questions asked, before it was asking you the answers. And those questions, that's everything that the Labour Party has been opposing. Literally everything that they oppose, these are the questions he was asked and he was addressing. So, like everybody has said before, this was planned. So, I don't know. Now all he's doing is putting confusion, trying to manipulate our minds, but it won't work. No, but thank you.
Thank you very much, Carl. Thank you so much for keeping it real. You know what, folks? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. Within the next 24 hours, listen very well. Within the next 24 hours, Keeping It Real will have an astounding revelation for you. Si ou kwemun sa reveal. Within 24 hours, Keeping It Real kai reveal bao. Okay? And you know when I say. Then you will see the snake in the grass. Then you will understand the king snake. I will drop it hot. That's right. Go down low and come back up hot. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Good morning
this is
to you.
actually my first time.
Hey, you get the bell. Thank you so much.
Norbert, I am a young person in St. Lucia. I am 25 years old.
Wow.
And I'm letting you know I'm voting for the real Spider-Man. Not the fake one that we have in Grocery. The real Spider-Man. But Norbert, I just want to mention that during the motorcade, I was actually in Belrose motorcade. Let us not sleep on Belrose, okay?
Yep.
Belrose has done a lot of work for the people of Castries East. And come election night, we need to look out for her. She is the underdog. A lot of the young people in Castries East have turned away from the St. Lucia Labour Party because they do not see any development. So let us not sleep on Belrose, right? And I want to appeal to all the young people to go out there and vote for progress. Vote for what they believe is right, and that is under the United Workers' Party. Let us not focus on King or Richard Frederick. These people have no plans for us. We need to go with Uncle Shah.
They have plans
Thank
for
you,
themselves.
Norbert. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you so much. Well said. Well said. They have plans for themselves. That's what the plans are, for themselves. You can see it. You don't need to, I don't need to explain. Clearly, the plans are for themselves. Let me get to 1-2 messages of WhatsApp again. Another call's coming. Zotka toujours block moi. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Morning, sir. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, okay. I just want I want to bring up something there about the cruise ship and the tourism workers. Do they really think that they moving forward they could move with the Labour Party, since Philip JP doesn't understand the impact of tourism.
My gosh. Oh,
so what about the 14,000 that were unemployed and now they're starting to get back their jobs?
Yeah.
Huh? They're supposed to vote for him. You know what I'm saying? Who organized for them their repatriation? Who organized to open the country back so that they can get their jobs? Huh? Who? People. So I hope these people are thinking, that the young people in St. Lucia who want to move forward, right? And not mess with their livelihood and give these jokers, the FFF I call them, the FFF fiends, fraudsters and fools. Femmes, F-I-E-N-D-S, fraudsters and fools. With them. So they will find out the time of day on the 26th of July. Okay?
Thank you very much, caller.
Now, hold on.
Yeah.
The next thing is this, and I think I would have mentioned that to you before. How could people trust to go with this guy in Castri's now? Right? When he entered the Labour Party, he entered the UWC, he ain't nowhere. Right? So how could you trust to give him your vote when he can just slide here and slide there, and you ain't know where he goes slide?
That's the smoke screen, caller. That's the smoke screen to disguise everything. You know, you remember all of a sudden now, yesterday or day before, all of a sudden the story is beginning, you know, to roll. It's beginning to change a little different. You know, he's willing to be part of a coalition government. Say, Buksa boy, Messi. He's willing to be part of a coalition government, and now the SLP is leaving strategic space. Don't be deceived.
Coalition is only when they don't have a resounding majority. What are you talking about coalition? Why you didn't do a coalition when you was in the house? With the other fellas that were across the floor, you could have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But don't worry, people are not stupid. My entire family in that area voting against me. What a joke. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Folks, don't forget, performance matters in whatever way you want to refer to it as. And the performance of this government is loud and clear. The forward thinking of our Prime Minister, the forward thinking, the visionary leadership is clear. Good morning. You're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert. How are you doing?
Morning, sir. Much better now that I hear your voice. Talk to me.
All right. Great to know that. I just want to let the folks out there know, do not gamble with your future. Vote United Workers Party. These fellas cannot be trusted, these labor guys. Don't matter with the fluff and bluff they're giving you. Now, but I don't know if you remember this incident with Osbert Duvain. When they said, I think he was working for the Flambeau government.
After Sir John, yeah.
Right. And they said that he wasn't elected, he could not be there, and then he had to resign. And I think subsequently after that, they won the election. What did they do? Didn't they hire him? The same guy who they didn't want. Okay? They hired him. Right? So if these fellas cannot be trusted, do not vote for King. If you vote for King, it's a vote for Labour.
Clearly from last night, they're leaving strategic space. That is all a strategy.
Okay.
All a plan.
You know, you never expected the move we made in nominating Janine. You never expected that one, you know.
That shook them up.
Yeah, man. Big time. Okay? Now he's saying about coalition government and these kind of things. And
Nonsense. And no coalition with who? Coalition with the SLP? But that was the plan to go with them all along. Philip JP has said it. He has joined us.
Yeah.
And now they live in space, strategic space for people of like mind or whatever. That's all been the plan. They have no strategic nothing. That was all the plan. And now that they have been forced and they exposed their hand, that Philip JP Langlaje, that now they have to come and nice it up and give you some type of brain busting, some kind of Malmenesevel explanation of their actions. We all knew all along, it was said, and Philip JPS spilled the beans, so now they have to clean it up.
Well,
he has joined the SLP.
I have a friend, okay, who lives in Catchrees North, right? She maybe have maybe about 40 or 50 people with her. The lady told me, she said, man, if Flower put a dog there, they're voting for the dog. Yeah. They're not going nowhere else. Flabo. Yeah, man. Anyway, no, but you have a good day, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you for keeping it real.
For that bombshell, You said 24 hours,
Caller, listen, you tune in.
Right.
You tune in. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Too conniving, too much trickery, too much deceit. We need to get this out. The most bold-faced deceit and treachery we've seen here in all of my years. It was well planned. It was planned in St. Lucia to happen in St. Lucia. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning
My contribution is, by Mr. King's behavior, I can see that was the worst thing for him to be Prime Minister. This guy have no sense, and he should remember they lost. Flavo lose because of him. The last election, and Flavo was in disarray.
No doubt.
Only God who sent this Prime Minister right now to pick up the pieces. This man should be ashamed of himself. And another thing, the one who complained about the vote, about 200, I expected 2,000. Some young people that were 14 years, now they're 19. And up. So what these folks, that's why these people constituency is so bad. They have no sense. Bye.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. I caught you today.
Norbert, how are you doing?
Morning, how are you?
I'm good.
Talk to me.
Again, I want to reiterate to the callers that I am a young person living in the diaspora, right? I've only been out here for 10, 11 years, right? However, I want to make an appeal to the young people of St. Lucia. Do not be fooled by all the cantankerousness of the other side. This party, this government is a progressive government. It is a government with vision. And it is a government that is in tune with the young people of St. Lucia, the younger generation. Right? Here in Atlanta, not even only in Atlanta, because I've been living here 10 years. I lived in Chicago, I lived in New York, I'm living here in Atlanta. Anytime they call Caribbean islands now within the last 5 years, they have to call St. Lucia. St. Lucia is one of the first 3, if not 5 islands they call, right? When people making plans for carnival, which carnivals they're going to go to for the year, St. Lucia is the first one they're calling now. They're not even calling Trinidad. People not even interested in Trinidad now. They're calling St. Lucia, right? When we talk about music, you see that January segment? Trinidad Carnival music doesn't even play in the diaspora carnival. You don't think this government has something to do with it? This government has been supportive of the January segment artists. When people meet me all the time on site. Hey, where you from? I'm from St. Lucia. Oh my God! St. Lucia! Man, this island is beautiful. All the celebrities you see on TV making plans to go to St. Lucia, right? During the pandemic, they were leaving America to go to St. Lucia. When people find out I'm from St. Lucia, they're like, what you doing here? What are you doing here? St. Lucia is beautiful. I want to vacation where you live. You understand? People talk about Carnival. Remember when they invested the $1 million in Carnival? Oh, we were quarreling. We had so much to say. Had we understood what an investment is, we would have understood that that Prime Minister had a vision. An investment means you're putting the money in now. Eventually, the money you put in, the project you put the money in, it will pay itself off over time. And eventually, it will start bringing in revenue. When was the first time Shasna invested $1 million in Carnival? When did we see the fruits of the labor of that investment? Not over the past 2 years, 3 years? People are even talking, when I meet people, people are still talking about jazz and that episode of the boxing match they had in Grosley that was featured on ESPN.
That was that
People
Bose show.
out here do not forget. Right. People still talking about that out here. This is a government of vision. Look now, this 5-for-5 plan, and plus all the little plans you see they're doing in the communities, in the different constituencies. When I look at these plans, these people are trying to bring St. Lucia into the 21st century, par on par with the first world countries. Everything in that 5-for-5, no, not everything, 4 out of the 5-for-5, because in America, we paying taxes. No, but I say taxes, but the point is, we paying the taxes, we seeing the evidence of our taxes, and we can hold our leaders accountable for the taxes we paying, right? Jean Gozile, Jeunesse Gozile, hear my voice! Hear my voice!
Caller, let me ask you a question.
All right.
Let me ask you a question. I don't know whether you heard, whether you go to bed early. But the SLP the SLP announcing last night that their slate of candidates are now saying that they officially will not be fielding candidates in Castries North and Castries Central because they are leaving strategic space for people of like mind to run. Caller, well, what I want to say to you is that's not a surprise. That has been said before. In fact, the big reveal that caused a whole load of roro, I don't know what happened, whether he was vegled, whether they passed something in his face, whether you buy a buy pu bwe, whether buy la you buy pu fote bwe, whether it was an act of God, whether it was an act of Beelzebub or the devil. But isama buy point lang Philip J. Pierre, samedi oswe, and he said that Philip J. Pierre has now joined us. Says ID, and everything is showing that. Richard Frederick is saying independent labor.
They could only fool themselves. Metansa, independent labor, star, and 5-for-5 hand. We know what you're trying to do there. You're trying to divide the votes up more to take more votes away from Sarah. Kimanya who say labor, star with 5-for-5 hand. We are not the generation of Compton's era. This is 2021. We have more educated people. We have more people with common sense. The young people understand and see what you're doing. You cannot fool us. Right now, what that going there is, can I help you? No thanks, I'm all right.
Stay in your section. That's all going on there.
Stay in your section. Stay in your section. Right? As I was saying, Shagozile, we're not leaving what we see in for what they're promising us. What we are seeing. We have seen the fruits of silent labor. We have seen the fruits of...
Call Tansa.
And the man has been working...
Tansa. Nou paka kite bon nou hawe pou mala nou hawe avant.
All right. And not just that, he has been working prior to his entrance in politics. His father was servicing the community. It's in his blood to service the people of Grozile. Nou pa kite sa nou awe pou sa nou pokowe. Si yo vle chance, aya kasino. Right. The people of Castries North. Upa we se a razor blade killer? A razor blade, it can coupe asu both sides. It can coupe asu both sides. You cannot trust that. You cannot trust that. Young people of Castries East, Your parents have been paying taxes 25 years. 25 years. That's a child, a baby, into a toddler, into a child, into a teenager, into an adult. A whole lifetime ha passé. Exot poko wenye. Eh?
You how we with it?
Marsha grants Viti. Not today. I know Marsha the same way. I mean, I haven't lived there I haven't been in St. Lucia. You know, I haven't lived in St. Lucia in the past 11 years. I've been living out here. But I haven't, not because I live out here, I not seen. Trust me, y'all can ask my mother and them. Before they get the news in Grosley, I already get it. And it's me that calling them to deliver it to them. Huh? So everything that happening in St. Lucia, we in the diaspora, we seen it same time you'll see it.
That's right.
Sometimes we see it before you see
That's
it.
right. You're absolutely correct, Carla. Absolutely correct.
Job V4. Jeunesse V4. Audio labs. How many jobs? Over 1,000 plus jobs. Huh?
I tell BPO.
Over 1,000 plus jobs. My mother said when the last she went to Viewport was sometime in the 80s there so. When she went in 2018, 2019, the place was the same way. She saw it back in the 80s. 25 years? 25 years. Here, let me tell you. Let me remind, because you like to look at America, right? When Obama came in his first term, he had to bail out the auto industry $700 trillion, right? The Republicans talk, they talk. What was the result at the end of the first administration? Zero debt elimination. We give him another chance again. What he do? Obamacare, health care for all. What did that result in? 20 million jobs generated in America just because of the implementation of an insurance they implement for people, and 20 million jobs were created. So in that 545 day, that's a job creating plan. That is a money, revenue generating plan. That is a plan to help St. Lucians have more money in their pockets. That VAT is an aggressive tax. It is an aggressive tax, so they have to reduce it. They cannot take it out one time. What they can do is reduce it. And whilst they're reducing it, in the interim, we're going to explore other ways we're going to get taxes.
Well said, caller.
To fund the project. You understand?
Well said.
Don't let them fool you.
That's right.
Do not let them fool you. Who I miss again? Show us our way. Show us our way. You see 5 years you give them. They give you work. Castries East and Viewport South, you buy your 25 years like your power Australia. But you give them 5 years. Eki, shall deliver. Do not forget that when you get to the polls. Do not forget that when you get to the polls. St. Lucia, this is a visionary government. This is a government that is working for you. Let's keep working.
Caller.
Let us keep working. All right.
Caller, you forgot Soufre, the highlight of them all. Sulphur City, the man Herod. Tout c'est l'année à yoté en bas là. Qui ça yo pour Soufre?
Vete. Moi-même, you already, what more can I add to that? No, let me add one more. Right? In teachers constituency, you'll see that splash pad you'll get there for the children. I self want one in my community so I can bring my child and enjoy yourself for the summer day. Summer presque fini. Ek lapani a splash pad kosa in my community. Moi vle yon in Grozile. Ek moi Atlanta moi vle yon kote moi now West Atlanta too. That there is a world-class splash pad. Pa fese moun la kiene zot. Oh, another one. You see that chocolate initiative they have there in Gale community? Vete, moi vle a whole bread chocolate sa. Chocolate chocolate in the Caribbean, chocolate from cocoa seeds in the Caribbean is an expensive commodity out here, you know.
Excellently see too.
You see Barons? You see Barons? Barons doesn't stay on the shelf when it's out here. When you see, if you find out a place that's selling Barons pepper sauce, you're not even telling nobody because you want to make sure that when you go in the shop it's there. Because see what announcer, on 2.5 seconds, Barons pepper sauce coffin. Right? So imagine they invest more in the economy. Barons is able to produce more pepper sauce to export to the American countries. When they see the increase further, the pepper sauce increase, they will have more jobs created because they need to meet the demand. Then they will need to expand on the factory. A lot said jobs because that's a construction killer. You understand why I'm telling you? Job creation, extension of ching 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 in our pockets. Say munla pa fair lot side la kienezot. Pa fair lot side la kienezot. Ashai go here side sir. They are using semantics and sweet words.
That's right.
And chicken and bear. You are solutions. You are educated set of people. You are people with common sense. You are smart. You are resilient.
But where sayo vle chebe wadan. Sayo vle chebe wadan. C'est roroa. Yo pa vle moun discuter saka fet. Yo pa vle ou parler about saka fet ek unemployment. Yo pa vle ou parler about saka fet en vie fort. Yo pa vle ou parler about saka fet en souffrier. Yo pa vle ou parler about tout sa ki ka fet en constituency ancillary Kanawi. Yo pa vle ou parler about tout se chime an ka fet Saint-Lucie c'est là où ya. Yo pa vle ou fè se chime an. Pis le ou fè se chime an, la ou fè se highway an, tout moun kay sa we ou pa sa chapé we sa ki ka fet douvan zye ou. So yo ka try vegle ou pa sa oublier sa ka fet ek glou an vie fort. Ek tout sa c'est pour se plan pour vie fort. The New Frontier, pour faire bail fête en bala, pour porter touristes en bala, pour ouvrir hôtel en bala, pour faire bail en bala, puis si on y pour porter pli cruise ship port là, si vous besoin un pli go airport, si vous voulez mettre hôtel là, avant yo vini là, on y pour ni pli de l'eau. So c'est ça yo ka fait la grâce là à présent. Yo pas voulez ou parler about ça. Yo voulez concoct, yo voulez faire toute qualité toi ka about ça, about loan CDB, toute qualité bagay, bay moun l'argent pour ces là où ya, pour ces highway. So les ou fini là, bon après ça là, yo ka dit qui ça zot fait. Puis ou ka coûter ces bouc fou qui paté ça fait rien, qui paté ça poité là, léoté là. So yo vle faire même bay là et puis à présent now. Léo créer tous ces problèmes ça, yo ka présenter quoi yo comme si dit yo c'est solution. C'est ça yo ka fait.
Yo, what they face in front and their eyes in their backside. All right. Let me tell you, young people, that's the last thing I'm going to say. Young people, do not underestimate your power. Do not underestimate your power. Let me tell you, if you remember in that last election day in America, Trump was going to have a rally somewhere. I can't remember where he was having a rally. The young people of America say, not one bit, we're going to sabotage that thing. You know what they did? They went on TikTok and they come together and they decide we're buying out all the tickets for that rally. The tickets were free, I think. They bought out all the tickets for the rally. No, but when Trump went to do the rally, it was him and the people that planned the rally that was there. Nobody. Trump was so embarrassed. He was so embarrassed. He wanted to shut down TikTok. He wanted to suit it. Young people, do not underestimate your power. You see what that's going on there now. What that's going on there now going to affect the future. The future is in your hands. The reason why they were so afraid is because they saw the amount of people in that motorcade. Young people showing their support.
That's right.
Because they know, see, even if half of the young people that was there could not vote, that is a statement for the next 10 years. That these people that cannot vote yet, but in the next 5 years will be able to vote. they already see that you are not capable of delivering to them what you think you are capable of. Because I don't think they know that their plan is magic. Or probably they know and they're just trying to bullshit people. You understand? But anyways, let us keep working whilst they're quarreling, whilst they're making roro. Leio café des zones, nous travail. Let's keep working, St. Lucia. Let's keep working.
Thank you very much,
Nobody
caller.
will talk more.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Bonjour, bonjour.
Bonjour.
Good morning, Mr. Norbert.
Good morning,
How are you doing?
sir. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Woman toujours do ou pas qu'à mener bœuf. Ou qu'à mener bœuf bolovien ou pas forcer bœuf. Woman has écouté. It's been program after program after program, day after day after day. Moi je laisse mon n'a qu'à écouter qui pas supporter UWP pour ça. C'est pas beg. UWP ka beg moun pour voter. Yo ka mouti de la vérité avec raison, ni pour voter by UWP. So yo pas having beg sa pièce raison de. Bon là il faut comprendre bail. SLP ni un crew qui ka chin se moun yon. Ek badou ça pas de yon a de se moun za yon. Ma vle moun ka ches kiss by moun ka di la pa di moun la be moun gen yon. La na chay moun se cool strictly yo ka we.
Oui.
Ou min pour dire moi yon moun ni pour dire c'est plicien. Il y a un montant de travail là. Flambeau Jaffa. Moi ça là chez moun qui pas aller faire sur Romeo pour find out qui ça qu'a fait différents place cette ici. Mais pas dire moi moun à côté c'est bec moun ni pour bec pour vous. So ou regardez moi ou malade. Avec docteur ka ba oui mettre. Et qui ni pour bec ou pour ba oui mettre pour faire ça du comprimé. I mean, come on. Ou pas la pas ni plus pour le gouvernement faire un bas Covid pour ouais il faut en vote pour continuer bon travail là il a commencé à this is madness on a serious note now vous savez pas voir des candidats monter là ou dit pas voir aider yo document yo pas voir aider mais yo hand document ça fait voir aider encore yo hand yo pas ça voir aider encore bon dia yo hand il can garder l'aide pour yo had yo tant ba about un homme au travail pour dire non ça c'est criminel ou dire non ça c'est tout différent ça y est et pour accepter non ça où ça va fait comment il a gardé les beaux partisans yo ga dit ça ou même pour me quand teba monsieur ouvert yo accepter monsieur so psychologically you can try service ça you can try you quitter sa manière avant partisans yo mal parler yo même c'est non ça brilliant tout ça c'est non ça pas fou tout ça. C'est non ça qu'a chebese moun yon ek pa yon blague ou ça ek la ben moun jè yo gon vepe avec yo pa rien devant yo celle ça yo ka wè c'est rouge mais bandi yo bay yo toujours dit si ou pas ka de pou pas ka coûter obligé senti obligé vraiment mon ka parler ba ou ka parler ba ou ek ou pas ka tande pli parler ba pour on goudou pas ka tande obligé senti because ou pouya ek ou pas hade pouya frère il a tota. So c'est pas là il dit ça encore c'est pas beg moun pas juste venir sous et parler et beg et flatter moun pour venir voter non sou ga un bon avec ou travail qu'a fait c'est pour ça on va voter bay moun ou pas juste voter bay moun pour couler ou pas voter bay moun because moi fait les bas là mort les bas et ben moi fait flambeau là mon flambeau non travail qu'a fait et c'est pas tirer travail qui a fait c'est pas avec ou avec so moun pas pour ka beau hot et beg hot pour venir voter à côté c'est bail la charité moun ga vinn demander hot vinn vote ah c'est ça c'est man à côté programme after programme à côté là ouais moun si moun pas avec pour ka ça travail qui a fait dit ouais despite of moi supporter les bas tu vas faire un brilliant job un homme qui pas même ni links ici il pas ni links ici il ni links abroad non pas ni links ici où ça qui me ça fait si pas ni ici on place li pas ni links il ni links abroad ça hot en chebe. Great program as always, my brother. Have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 4560931. Let me get through some messages here via WhatsApp. Good morning, Norbert. After the day of elections on July 26, 2021, there will be no more SLP. They all will dissolve into thin air. No more of them. Viewfort North MP is in real trouble. London, we go in. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning.
Bonjour.
I cannot wait.
You're going to put it bright and early, put it on them.
That is what I'm doing. That is what I'm doing. And we will be in forever, my dear. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much, caller. Don't forget, go out and vote. Encourage everyone to go out and vote. I know your household is going to be going there and doing the do.
Yes, my darling. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, caller. Don't be fooled by the trickery. Don't be fooled by the treachery. Don't be fooled by the fluff and the bluff.
Not at all.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you. I have a message. Hey, good morning. I'm from Marchand. There were 4 bakeries in Marchand and all have closed under Pierre's reign. For me to get bread, I have to go all the way to Bagatelle. That shows, instead of going forward, we are going backward in Marchand. Good morning. You're on the air. Let's keep it real. All the way from the UK.
Morning, Mr. Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Good, good. I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Mr. Norbert, I understood Mr. JP has been in government for over 25 years.
Just about.
And he still is, yes. Okay. Something came to mind, and I think this is very important. For the almost 25 years Mr. JP has been there, what form of job creation Mr. JP has created personally? Personally, meaning what form of businesses that will employ whether old or young people in those years that he's been in government?
Let me put that a different way, caller. I hope you don't mind.
Not a problem.
What can you really attach Philip J. Pierre's name to in St. Lucia?
And you know what? I think that's the right question to ask.
Yeah.
You know, because I stayed there and I'm listening to the program, and I'm like, but listen, I haven't heard this gentleman with any sort of whether business or investment, something in terms of job creation. You know, so if you've been in government for so many years and not one thing that have been in your name in terms of business-wise to create job for the same people that you wrote in, that they're supposed to vote for you, right? And look at the worst thing is, again, the man himself is telling people how he don't travel, he don't go, he don't get out of St. Lucia. Well, I want to know where Mr. JP will find his resources to finance that youth economy he's talking about.
The youth.
So the youth economy, that's what he calls it. I heard him talking about it a million times. Like he has already started running it.
Yeah.
Because one thing I heard recently on CNN from Mr. Donald Trump said, even if something is a lie, if you say it many times, people will start believing it.
Yeah.
You know, people will start believing it. So this is what I want to ask the people of St. Lucia. Look at what this man is doing to you all in terms of the lies he's bringing forth, based on a lot of empty promises that he knows for a fact that he cannot fulfill. He knows that. You know. So with that, I leave you, Mr. Norbert, and I think you guys should really talk about this, because it needs to be heard and it needs to be said.
Well, thank you very much, caller.
Have yourself a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling in all the way from Calgary in Canada. Thank you, folks. The record is clear. The record of accomplishment of this government is clear. The forward thinking, the vision of this government, of this Prime Minister, Alan Chastney, is very clear. That to develop the South, and this shows the forward thinking, to develop the South, you must have the infrastructure to support that development. Because The people who've moved away from the South can't return if there isn't enough water production. Hotels will not set up in the South if there is not sufficient water availability. The airport cannot expand. The cruise ship port, the home port in the South, cannot take place. Cannot happen if the roads will not support the traffic. They cannot take place if the water is not sufficient for the added passengers, the added cruise ship passengers, the added residents who will be moving to that area because there will be more jobs. The hotels will not, even if they have the money to invest, they will not move to the South because hotels use water. And you must have enough water capacity for hotels to operate. That is why this government is enhancing and working on the Grace water intake and increasing the capacity from 1,500 gallons to over 1.5 million gallons a day to over 4 million gallons of water production per day. That is sensible. And if you're thinking of moving ahead, that's what you will do. If you're thinking of increasing the economic viability, you have to increase the road capacity. You have to build highways. That is what this government is doing. Because doing that is opening up the way for the future. And inadvertently, it's opening up the way for tourism, which will increase the economic viability of St. Lucia, which will create more jobs, which will allow people to buy homes, to buy property, to buy cars. So the infrastructure must be there to support that. We have a call from the UK. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning,
yes,
you're on the air.
Morning, Mr. Novak.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, sir.
Okay, let's go.
I am Kendall. I'm calling from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
From where I'm saying my Jean Cicéron.
Cicéron. Okay.
Yeah? Cicéron. Born and raised, I'm not no drop by night from that constituency.
Mm-hmm.
And my question to the people of Castries South,
yeah,
what has Labour brought to Castries South that you can look, that is tangible, that is significant, that can, have our young people to look back and say, yes, it was the Labour Party who brought this to Castries South to change the livelihood of our young people. This election is about young people. I have my daughter who is just turning, who is going to be 20 on the 18th of this month. And she is eligible to vote. But she is in Castries Southeast. Guy is safe and she will vote for Guy. But I want to say to the young people of Castries South, give Big Daddy an opportunity, because you have the machinery of a government who has a track record of working and delivering for the young people of St. Lucia.
That is right, caller. What you say is so important. A party with the machinery. A party with the machinery.
You know what, Mr. Norbert?
Yeah.
Stevenson King have learned nothing for the 45 years that he takes claim for. Because if Stevenson King had an iota of knowledge to know no one man without a party can be successful.
In politics.
So, Mr. King, look at his best buddy friend, and saw his best buddy friend won as an independent. But what Mr. King should know, that his buddy friend had the full support of the United Workers' Party behind him. That's how he was.
At that time.
At that time.
Yeah.
So when you have a man like Philippe Sapin, and listen, my father is from Masha. The High Commissioner is my cousin, Guy Mayers, and he's from that constituency.
Yeah.
So when Philip J. Pierre opens his mouth and just continues to spew, it's like one lie after the other. You mean to tell me this man don't know the importance and the value of tourists to any... Look at England, I'm in the UK, and we strive on tourism. We strive on tourism. How can you for 25 years don't know that? Tell me, Mr. Norbert, maybe something is wrong with me.
Also,
you understand?
Also, having been the Minister of Tourism.
Listen, this man, well, you know what happened? You shouldn't even make that statement, because every time you make that statement, say the man was Minister of Tourism, it just makes the man look bad. Well, he couldn't even hold that portfolio. He couldn't hold that portfolio.
He was dumped. So he was dumped for Minister Rambali, who had no experience in tourism. What that says, you've been in there, ek yo tiweo, ek mete amunla, keep a memni experience of tourism en place opito. But of course we can see why. We can see why.
John Odlum, you know what the people of Castries South know him for? As a little boy, when it is Christmas time, he would pass with his van announcing Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and those kind of things. You understand? But what is it that John Odlum did to change the landscape of Castries South? Look at bananas. That man is saying vivla. Robert Louis. What did Robert Louis have the audacity, oh my God, to find himself on a talk show with Alvina? Failure, another failure. Talking about our Prime Minister, who is well focused, who is intelligent, who is a people's person. Mr. Norbert, you didn't see the amount of young people around our Prime Minister?
Well, all the time, every day. Every day.
As late as last night, I saw our Prime Minister in Dennery North, and a little boy wanted to come on the platform with the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister, though he had a busy schedule, he accommodated that little boy to come and say a few words. So this is a Prime Minister who is a people person. We have ministers that is on the governing side that understand the time in which that we are in, and they have delivered. And if you have the habit of delivering, you can only continue to do what you know to do best, which is to deliver. The Labour Party, they are like a pipe that is clogged and cannot deliver anything. So I'm saying to the young people of Castries South to vote the United Workers' Party. Mr. Norbert, that is just for now.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 4560931. Good morning. You're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hi,
good morning. How are you?
I know you don't like us to go back in the past, but you know.
I can barely. You sound very muffled, caller.
Okay. I said they don't like us to go back in the past, but sometimes we have to remind them.
Yep.
Of what was said and what happened.
That's right.
Now, do you remember the time that Kenny Anthony said that he's going to inject
100 million?
All right.
Immediately.
Now, what do you remember that case vividly, like yesterday? Because if you look in the background and you watch the GPS face in the background,
dazed, but he's learning well. He was learning, like a little impressionable child. You just soaking in everything, because now he's saying that he'll put in 100 and inflation. More years down the road, 120 million.
Because his head bowed. He bowed his head down. I don't know if he was looking at his toes. But
he was saying Sami Seka Pali about that.
Sami Seka Pali about that. Komi Seka Prekal just and now he's coming out of his plans and he don't even believe it himself. Because every time he goes up and he says it, he don't believe it. Because he's reading for some transcript or something that was written already for him. He can't come out and just say, you know, off the top of his head, like what he's going to do for the country. Now, I always say, if people are going to come talk to me about politics, you have to give me a reason why you're voting for somebody. Now, anytime you come to me and you can't give a reason why you're voting for the SLP, then I wouldn't listen to them. Anyway, people know what they have to do, and they know they have to go and vote for the UWP and the United Workers' Party because the work is clear. We can see everything that has been done and is being done, and I'm not going to let the St. Lucia Labour Party come in and stop the work that is going on to do some foolish investigation, claiming whatever nonsense they're trying to bring us. We keep on working, and then that's where my voice is going to go. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Folks, I want you to listen to something now. You know, this caller mentioned something here. We have another call. I'll take that. Good morning. You're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hi. Good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Yes, I'm doing pretty good.
Talk to me.
Some of the last few calls they have kind of, jolted my memory. Because I also had to make a comment on that disgraceful interview Philip here had on Andre's program. That was by far, in my assessment, the lowest, the very below the bottom of the well for him. When he shamelessly came on that program, didn't field one call, and attempted in 1 hour, a full hour on a program, to say what was his accomplishment after serving for 25 years there. And he could not articulate one, not even half of a plan that he ever had for that community. You know what he went on to do? He went on to mention about 10 plans the late Romano Santico had planned for the community, and he said he fulfilled them. I mean, that was so shameless and promising to come back when he knew well that he would never come back to field questions on his accomplishments in the community. So this man just from day one never had any plan for Cash's office. He wanted to run. I don't know why, what gave him the idea that he should run for politics. But he came there with no idea, and up to today has no idea. When a man, after 25 years of being a seasoned politician, saying you did not recognize the value of tourism, can you? I myself don't even know how somebody claiming to be a general can make a statement after 20. No, but that was last year. That was not
last year, June.
1997.
Last year, June. He
Year,
didn't realize the impact that tourism had on the economy.
He did not realize. He was flabbergasted. He was in so much awe of what tourism is doing for St. Lucia, the backbone of the economy.
Caller, that is the largest sector in society, you know. In St. Lucia,
you don't know about the backbone of the economy. This thing transcends so many sectors. When you look at tourism, most people just think about the hotel. But tourism transcends. There's not one sector that you could think of that tourism doesn't have a little hand in.
Yep.
And in some cases, a big hand.
Yep.
You know, from taxi drivers to vendors, you know, to the supermarkets, you know, even to the hospitals. I mean, you name it, you know. It is just so amazing that somebody who wants to hold the reins of prime ministership. You have no idea of what the backbone of your economy is after 25 years of general.
No star. But you know what, caller?
Interview was so damning on this man. I just cannot understand it. Not one idea. The man was not able after a whole hour. You know what was his greatest thing?
Articulate any having learned dinner with Nelson Mandela.
He got one of his constituents to go and see a football game compliment of Virgin Atlantic. Can you believe the man is coming after 20 years of representing a community saying one of your achievements, your crowning moment was when you send one of your constituents to watch a football game compliment of Virgin Atlantic?
No, but you're forgetting Nelson Mandela. Don't forget him.
No. That was his greatest accomplishment as a politician. I'm talking about representing his community. That's what he did. He sent one of his constituents to a football game compliment Virgin Atlantic. And you come in and talk about that? A couple of people that was squatting somewhere in the heights of Pave, you run a water line to them. You come in 1997, first term, after begging the Prime Minister to do something, you got two people that were squatting high up some water, and you come and talk about that saying Pave had no water. When everyone in Castries had standpipe. Nobby, when will these guys develop an iota of shame in themselves? I mean, to me, Kenny Anthony should not even put himself up. He should be saying to the people, boy, I have failed you all. I am not worthy to come up. These guys are still making a bid to come up after eating the taxpayers' dollars and doing nothing after 20 years. Can you believe these guys shamelessly are still asking people for a vote? I don't know, boy. Something has to change in St. Lucia, you know. And that thing you mentioned there about Ernest Hiller's case, for a judge to recommend mediation on a case where somebody has to produce documents, somebody has to produce documents, and a lawyer that is supposed to be representing the country, law and order. Sometimes I'm just wondering if every lawyer in St. Lucia is working for the SLP government or the SLP party. I cannot understand. You cannot get one lawyer to come up and say anything good in terms of bad laws or whatever where the government is involved. Not one lawyer comes up and puts up his hand and says, well, boy, from a lawyer's perspective, from a law point, this is right, this is wrong. And yet you can get so many. During the thing for Spider, they had 13 lawyers representing the people there when they went to do a recount. 13 lawyers in St. Lucia to do a recount. And a judge is telling somebody to go to mediation for being unable to produce documents.
But what's there to mediate? That's the question so many people are asking. It's a simple thing.
That's an open closed door situation.
But caller, you can mediate.
Yes, I do. Do you have it? No.
You can mediate a dispute between people. You can mediate.
But that's what mediation is.
Payment. You can mediate things like that. That you can exercise discretion. But what's there to mediate when you failed, when you've been given 5 years to produce a document?
That is the worst thing. It's not that was something yesterday, you know, the man said, well, boy, it's short notice, you know I have that under some grip somewhere, you know, I have that somewhere and I'm looking for it. It is 5 years. That thing has been in contention. They've been asking you to produce the document. You went on a political platform, dangle the keys and tell them come for it. And today you cannot produce after about 4 adjournments. To me, the lawyers and honestly, they should have spent a night in bodily for contempt of court. Where is the thing for people to see that there's law and order in St. Lucia? What is going on here with law and order? Who is in charge of the judiciary in St. Lucia? What is going on now? But I do not know how. They say there's a separation between the judiciary and thing, but I don't know, something has to be done. Because law and order is a serious problem here. It's too one-sided. Anyway, that's it for now.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. And I want you to listen to something here, folks, because it was brought up I want you to listen here to this $100 million thing.
Some activities that this government will want to embark on almost immediately on the assumption of office. That includes a 100 million injection, because we cannot wait one more day. Businesses are collapsing everywhere. Unemployment has shot up very significantly. You just have to go around the country and you'll understand the malaise of which I speak. So right now the people of St. Lucia do require money in their pockets to be able to maintain the normal requirements of living.
Where is the money going to come from?
And that is the big question, and that is the big question now. Now his protege, well, the other guy was the protege, his deputy, has now upped the ante. Man, can he promise 100 million? Man, 120 million, man. I promise him 120 million. Man, I have candidates out of my head, man. Man, 120 million, man. Where is going to come from? Man, you're making $4,000 or less a month, $48,000 a year. Man, you ain't paying taxes on that. No tax. No income tax. No income tax. Your property, man, we wiping that out. No property taxes ever. You ain't paying for that, man. Man, what? Every household have university graduate. CXC and mathematics and English. Man, we paying for that, man. We paying for that. Everything handout, everything freeness, everything cut. We give him 120 in there. But where the money coming from? He has not been able to articulate that. Just pie in the sky. Just pie in the sky. But you know, it's all the same thing again. This government has been responsible in its vision for St. Lucia. And the government has been moving forward in the direction of that vision. The roads is not something for today. It's not now for now. It's for getting us there. It's for driving the economy. Because if you have better roads, if you have good highways, you have speedier movement of goods and services. Instead of taking you an hour and a half to get to Viewfort because of holes, because of congestion, it'll take you an hour. It'll take you 45 minutes. Isn't that logical? So now you spend less money in maintaining your vehicle because you have busted tires, because you have busted shocks. Less maintenance costs. Less money to pay for gas because the longer you stay on the road, the more gas you burn. Simple logics. And now because you can move faster, people can make more profit. Because if you look at an hour, let's just say, an hour and a half to get from Castries to Viewfort with stops dropping off passengers. If the road is wider, if it can accommodate more traffic, more vehicles, less slowing down because of potholes, jukpa isi, jukpa getaway sa antua. If you don't have that, it means instead of an hour and a half, it'll take the minibus an hour to get to Viewfort. That means you save fuel that you would have used for half an hour of driving around. Cumulatively, it adds up. You don't have to get new tires as often as you did. You save more money. That makes sense. More water in the south, more people can move down there. More hotels can open. And before you can have that happening, you must increase the water production. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Good. No, but people, we keep saying SLP do not have a plan. They have a well-crafted plan. And that plan is to keep the country in poverty. So you can the only person that where you can get money from is the government.
It's them, handouts.
So you have to depend on handouts from them. So to get handouts, you must keep them in office. So it's not that they don't have a plan. They have a plan. But St. Lucians are not accustomed to that kind of life. So we are not going to keep that. So we are going to go out and vote them out completely. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. So instead of building the roads, the highways, man, cut that back, man. Give the people the money. Instead of redeveloping the airport and the new terminal, man, we don't need such a big airport, man. Give it to the people. Give the people the money. So at the end of this term, they can say, you see, nothing much happening. The same failures, you know. I ain't afraid to say it. The record speaks for itself. The failures and what they left behind, the cacophony of woes, of misery that they left behind in St. Lucia, that's a fact. The record is there, loud and clear. So now they can say, well, you all didn't accomplish like us, so you can't talk. But obstruct, doom and gloom, create problems, industrial unrest, tut kalte bagay. Create it. So now they can put themselves up as the saviors, as the ones with the plan to rescue St. Lucia. It's all a strategy. Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Create the problem and produce yourself. Present yourself as the solution to the problem. Look it up. Munchausen syndrome by proxy. Look it up. That's what's going on there. That's what has been going on. Sabotage the country. Sabotage the name of St. Lucia. Predict doom and gloom. Write to all agencies outside. Indigenous lands. All kind of thing. Oppression. Vindictive, vindictive. That's why every time you see him in the house, I don't need to tell you who you know. That's like his middle name, Vindictive. And then you hear about transparency and accountability. But all of this thing now is designed to vegle you so that you don't remember the real serious issues and the performance of this government. That's what they don't want you to talk about. That's what they don't want you to know. That's what they don't want you to discuss. That's what they don't want you to remember. The performance of this government. And that is why there continues to be this concerted effort by the SLP to fluff and bluff you, to distract your attention to everyday new echet, and lot ro, and lot bagay. So that's all you remember, because that's the human mind. That's how it works. Let me teach you something there, folks, today. And I ain't asking any questions. I'm telling you. It's human nature. And you can disagree with me all you want. That's okay. You can disagree all you want. That you can love a child as much as you want. It's the human mind. The primary, the most overriding of it all in humans is survival, the instinct for survival. And you can tell a child 100 times, I'm telling you that, don't put your hand on the stove there. The fire will burn you. Yo pa akoute yo. 100 times you'll tell them that. Si yo mette la mayo la, yon fwa, e ki brile, brap, they'll never do it again. Esa pa vwe. Each time you tell them, don't put your hand there, oka we ka try mette la may, because they don't know. Pap, don't put your hand there. Ou sa batli, ou sa fe sa ou vle. I vle santi pou koy. I vle sav si sa ou ka di, se vwe. That's learning. It's called learning. But if you don't say anything, if you don't tell them not to do it, one time they put their finger, ah, I brûle. Yo pa jamais mette la main là encore. Because the instinct for survival is more powerful than the instinct of love. You can say what you want. You can be nice. You can cajole. Ou sa parler sweet talks. Tout bagay. Why the expression? If you don't want to listen, you will feel. If you don't want to learn, you will feel. That's where you're learning from. But St. Lucia has had the feelings with them before. Pas se kalte feelings la. Se di feelings di fea. Ko nou brile ek yo. But something happened. St. Lucia could not borrow. Record unemployment. Business ka ferme. The South looked like a ghost town. Marchand is Kisaye. Rien. For all of those years, Utela. Where was the representation? Where was changing the face of Marchand? Where was making it or taking it back to where it was before? Huh? Where was it? Rien. And your crowning glory for Marchand. The crowning glory. What have you done? Well, a toilet in the boulevard. Un place pour laver had. But if you make a place there for people to go and wash freeness, it means that they don't have the facilities at home. Why is that? A suburb of the city. That's Champagne. People were calling back in the day, Marchand was called, they were calling the capital of Castries. What has happened? I'll tell you what has happened, folks. The representation is what happened. That's what happened there. You telling me in this day and age, your boast for Castries is a freeness, a puivit? I don't care if you build 2 or 3. It tells you you're taking people back. It tells me that you're not forward thinking. It tells me that you have no plan. It tells me you have no vision for Marchand. If you build in a freeness, si you can faire un peu vite pour mon ay fait by you have no plan. Sans plan. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Morning, Robert. I just want to ask a question. What resources does Dubai have?
Dubai? Resources? Sand?
Sand? Okay.
Desert?
So the other question is, what they have that other countries don't have that have resources? Other countries that have resources, what do they have that they don't have?
You tell me, caller. Tell me, caller.
I'll tell you. Good leadership. And that's what moves the country and a nation forward. And that's what we have, and that's what will propel us in the future. And when you have bad governance, it will land you in opposition and quarreling like them every day. But we're going forward. You know, Africa has tons of resources. Gold, diamonds, rubies, name it. And because of bad governance, that's why there are a lot of countries, individual countries in Africa, are in the state that they are now. And I don't know if you have seen the blog about Rwanda. Remember the time Rwanda had 800,000 people killed and a number of them fled from the country?
That's right.
Go and look at the blog or the videos about Rwanda now, and you'll understand what good governance is.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 456-0931 is the number in the studio. That's right. 456-0931. If you want to give me a ring-a-ling on the tingling, we have a call via WhatsApp. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
What?
You're on the air. You're breaking up, caller. Can't hear you. Can't hear you, caller. Can't hear you. You have to get some better coverage. And I was saying to you folks, this is where you separate the chaff from the wheat. Because you have to examine the reality. You have to consider the facts. And just to let you know, at 9 o'clock, coming up at 9, the man Champagne with Champagne in the morning. You have to separate the chaff from the wheat. And you all really need to do something about that, you know. You all really need to do something about that. You need to separate the chaff from the wheat. And the evidence is what you have to consider. The evidence is what you have to consider. Putting down a freeness, is going back in time. Because in essence, you're admitting when you do that. You're admitting that the resources that should have been there do not exist. That the quality of life for the people in your constituency do not exist. That's why you put a freeness. When you want to tout the building of a little park, although it's important, but you will tout a little park that one of your cronies had the keys for. When you will talk about renaming the Human Resource Center after Romanus Lancico, after all of those years, but a Human Resource Center that is under control by your people. And are they really providing the resources that they should really be providing to the community without favor? And that's it. What else is there to talk about? What else is there to talk about? When you look at the record of being unable to get loans, what does that suggest to you? What does it suggest? That something was wrong. But something happened. What happened? What happened? You are what happened. That's what happened. When banks and other lending institutions will say to you that you must get your financial house in order, what does that mean? That you malmanaged the finances of the country, that your financial house was not in order. But who was there to take responsibility for that not being in order? You! When you sat there unable to redevelop the airport in the south, whose fault was that? Whose inability was that? Whose lack of proper management of the resources of this country was that? When since 1998, 1 year after you had your landslide victory, you said that the South was going to be the new frontier. What did you do to prepare the South to be the new frontier? Nada. In fact, what happened under you was the South continued in 200 teeth. The South continued to go in 200 teeth. You know what that means? I'll tell you what that means. The South continued en descendant in 200 teeth. En descendant. That's what happened there. What did you do to prepare the South? The airport itself, which had the redevelopment tax, you zeroed it. Did you increase water? Did you do anything about that? Nada. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Robert.
Good morning. How are you?
I just want to remind the heavy ruler that a rolling stone gathers no more.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 4560931. I'm sure we have quite a number. I haven't looked in a while. Quite a number of messages here. So let me try to get through a few of them. Good morning, Norbert. It has been said that every wood these guys in the SLP touch, they destroy. Now they have desecrated the prestigious title of 5-star general. The man does not even come close to being an NCO, a non-commissioned officer, much less a general. And I must say, folks, that before you can become a 5-star general, you must become a general first. Good morning, Ewan. You're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mr. Nabotan. How are you?
I'm doing good. Talk to me.
Okay. I want to say something. SLP said, you can jump high, you can jump low, you can do all what you want. But I'm telling them, Flabo must come in, and we're giving them 17 knots. I'm a young person from Igameko, and I don't know, I've never went to vote before, but I will vote this year. The reason why, I sat down, relaxed, and think backward. Yes, there is government that has done for St. Lucia. John Compton did them. But within 5 years, there is none of the prime ministers that have passed. St. Lucia, as a government, has done what Shaste did within 5 years. And people can jump high, they can jump low, they can blow off the roof if they want. We giving them, we WP giving them 17 knots. Have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Folks, the choice is clear. What this government has done in the 5 years that it has constitutionally been in office, what it has done with what it has, what it was left, what it received from the previous holders of the keys to this country, has been remarkable. There can be no doubt that this government has performed. Simple comparison, in just the times that they existed. One, the previous SLP administration, in the best of times. And two, what this government has achieved in the worst of times. One, hold on a second. Like I was saying, champagne's coming through the door now. In the best of times, they were unable to perform. We had record unemployment. They were only able to spend to repair the schools $1 million a year for school rehabilitation, for school repair, for school upkeep. This government, in 1 year, spent $10 million. 10 times more, or twice, in 1 year, what they spent in 5 years, if you can believe that. Remarkable. The roads were in horrendous condition. What has happened? Horrendous condition. Well, the man Champagne has just walked into the studio. Just 1 second, folks.
Trinidadians got a hint, they heard of the plans. The ONR had blueprint to bring the Cubans. People took it on of course, said their freedom will be lost. Before this problem, we better put back the PNM. Not a damn seat for them. This is what PNM do for we. Not a damn seat for them. They give we freedom and liberty. Not a damn seat for them. Freedom.
So I was saying, folks, I was talking to the man Champagne here. I had to dread him up because, you know, the usual thing. I had to dread him up because somebody gave him something for me and I didn't see it again. Give me that. You see what he's bringing for me, folks? You see, that's the pittance. You see what he's brought here? The banana.
That's good potassium.
The potassium, eh? A banana a day keeps the doctor away. That's right. That's all I'm worth.
No, I didn't say that.
I'll tell you something, folks. His lips are not greasy this morning. No black pudding. You know. So, but I was saying, Champagne, you don't mind if I take an hour into your show?
And this is the time, the matter.
Well, you know what I was saying, folks. The record is clear. The unemployment record, undisputable, indisputable, that this government has significantly reduced. A feat in itself to reduce the numbers. Youth unemployment about what, 48% has been taken down. Generally unemployment was what? 25%, 24, almost 25%. Across the board, unemployment now, even in COVID times, is what, 16, 18%? Still less than when they were there in the best of times. Performance matters. That's what I said at the beginning. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Noble.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. As a proud youth from the constituency of Beaufort South, I can proudly say that I am going to be putting my ex next to Mr. Herman Guild. And the reason for that is because as somebody growing up and looking around in the constituency, I see nothing for a young person like myself. I see the St. Lucia Labour Party as a government who thrives on codependency. And what I believe is that codependency cannot bring us anywhere. We need to be able to be independent and thrive on our own. Things like the STEP program, NICE, these are what they put in place to fool the people. That is how he keeps doing his piece in Beaufort South.
Keep stringing you along.
Yeah, we're putting him out. The youth, we have had enough. We need avenues for us to grow. And therefore, a lot of my peers and myself, we're putting the X next to Mr. Herman Gill. I'm just keeping it real. Let's keep working, St. Lucia.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you. Thank you for keeping it real. Thank you so much. You know, school repairs, and they talk about education. $1 million a year for all the schools in St. Lucia. All the schools in St. Lucia. Where the money gone after you all had implemented 15% VAT? All of the money that was coming in, where did it go? But they are the ones who introduced into the lexicon, into the language, into the awareness of St. Lucians what cost overruns really means. What happened to those hundreds of millions of dollars? Talking about people had to pay. Who paying for that? Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, my darling. How are you?
I'm doing good. Talk to me.
Oh,
I'm fired up this morning.
I want a piece of bananas, Mr. Champagne.
Champagne, she wants some of your banana.
Yes. Let me tell you, that's why I'm really,
he said that's
that. That was fantastic. Bon Dieu, you capable metan ça, Mr. Nobot. Oh my goodness. Et mon commande, mon Dieu, papa, mon Dieu, nous la force, la cour, la bénédiction, la sagesse, la en l'air, nous pour choisir pour Bradley, et Herod and Sophia, all the way, Bradley and Herod, all the way for you, die for you, UWP, Mr. Nobot, for it, moi même à pas, oui.
Moi pas, oui, tout, nous tout à pas, oui. Whole Saint-Louis, si pas, oui.
Moi, just passe SP jour pour moi aller.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller.
Yes, darling.
Have a great
Have
day.
a nice day.
All right. Thank
and you. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye. Yes,
Let me ask you something, my brother. My mic is on?
Yes, it is.
You think there's anything that the Labour Party or the independent candidates can say to the Flabo people at this time to convince them not to vote for their party? In your own mind, you think that could happen? What? I've seen stranger things happen, but...
Caller, let me tell you something. Yeah, Champagne. Let me tell you something. There's nothing to say. The writing about the intent, about the interest of those individuals is clear. And you can say what you want. The Prime Minister, all the talk we had been hearing, all the rumors, all the accurate information that was put out as rumor, as sipsion, were all revealed and continue to be revealed. Yesterday, today, there's more revelations to come. Last week, and I'll tell you something. Whatever information he may have had, I don't know. Whatever dream he may have had, I don't know. Whatever sipsion he got, I don't know. But the Prime Minister called the elections. He announced it. And he gave the date. And that seemed to have shocked and forced the hand of those who were in the Makojwa.
Makojwa, they're in the
right?
back.
They're in the Makojwa. And it forced them to speed up and reveal their dirty hands.
Yes, sir.
It forced them to reveal the cards that they had playing, that they had behind their back, as we say in St. Lucia. The cards that they had behind their back. And now we see it all come. All the talk. All the, well, we're not doing this. And all, we're not doing that. You see the pattern, the manipulation. All the power really was a big plot. And that is what has been revealed for the people of St. Lucia. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Nobby, good morning, man.
Morning, sir. I'm doing good.
Well, imagine, Nobby, this time around I feel so pleased with the way the youth has gravitated towards the United Workers' Party. Man. The way they surround themselves about the United Workers' Party. The way they feel confident with the United Workers' Party bringing them power.
Ask the young people at Ojo. Ask those at Intel, ITEL, BPO. Ask them in the South. Ask them who are getting jobs when they were so despondent coming from school. No jobs. Businesses closing in the South. But I'll let you go ahead, this small feeny.
You know one thing which might sound trivial, but it's so glaring. Imagine all the youth have been so innovative in their memes about the Prime Minister. And this man has been so calm.
Uncle Shas.
And so calm and worked along with the youth. Because you haven't seen all these memes throughout the years of the Prime Minister.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the Prime Minister never once chastised, unlike the opposition leader the last time around. You recall? The guy is so humble. Imagine, if you remember when the COVID had just started, how he was there, the youth, when they were doing their online, their live performances. Yeah, he was encouraging them. So that's a Prime Minister that's there with the youth. And that's so important to the development and future of the country.
That's right.
Unlike the fake promises that Labour keep making, the youth have seen through that. The youth have seen through that. And I know that's the best thing that could happen for the development of the country, for the youth to return the United Workers' Party to power. And you could see they are desperate. You could see they're back against the wall because they're coming with excuses about padded votes and this and that.
Nonsense.
Since when you hear Labour crying like that? Because they realize that no matter what they come with, what they try all kind of...
It ain't working.
It ain't working. It keep backfiring on them. Imagine a guy for Central, that Bowers guy saying about it. People didn't even know you were there. And you were going up for election, so now you come and say about you throwing your support. Key support. You didn't have no support. You didn't have nothing. Nobody knew you were going up for elections in Castries Central. You understand? But let me tell you, these guys will receive such a whipping at the polls next Monday.
And they should.
Yes.
And they should.
They will just go into exile.
And they should.
With no intentions of probably coming back with that same party. They have some work to do.
You cannot say to me a government has tried
but
so hard.
One thing we have to do, my brothers, I keep saying that, is we have to ensure we have our troops on the ground on election day. Because these guys have tried each and everything. And they will not stop until they get into power. So we have to do everything to ensure that
we continue the good work.
We continue the good work, and that these guys don't try and sneak their way in. Okay?
Thank you very much, Colin.
Right.
Thanks for keeping it real. Folks, I want to say something to you right now. I want to be direct with you. I want to keep it real with you this morning. There are no independent candidates in this election. There's none. Because the signs, the roro, the sipsion, the information, the talk has all led to what we knew was going to happen. And what happened last night in the strategic space that the SLP said was left in Castries North and Castries South is what everybody knew already. This is not a surprise. Nobody didn't know it was happening. We saw that happening long time ago. That is why no candidates were put out there. That is why the shenanigans were being made. That is why we have a king snake.
King snake.
That is why we have a supposed independent Labour candidate. Give me a break, man. The people of St. Lucia are stupid. The people of St. Lucia had been talking about this for the longest while, before last night, before yesterday, before the day before last week, before the so-called I'll be running as an independent candidate. Before that, social media had been abuzz with postings and articles and discussions and arguments about it. What is happening there is not any new revelation as of last night. We knew it. And the fact is that the supposed independents are not independents because everybody knew what the jouet was going to be. Isn't that so, Sampin?
That is what it is. Everyone knew of it.
Everybody knew the jouet.
Yep. Yep.
Because all of St. Lucia were Mako in that jouet. So don't come and tell me now about independent and if I'm open to a coalition government and this one independent and we leave in strategic space for people to come in. Papi show. It was all planned. And it was planned here in St. Lucia. To happen in St. Lucia. The wheeling and the dealing and the backroom deals and the late night trips. The late night drives to the meetings up north, in or during curfew. The late night meetings during curfew. Saint Lucie Zodier. Saint Lucie Zodier. Folks, the late night dealings and the meetings during curfew, le yo kwe pièson pa la kawe. En Saint Lucie, a moun toujou we. And what was imported and exported, or what was ordered, ekte isi a depi kijou a dan container. But they let you play your play. Play your play. Yo ba ou kod. Yo ba ou kod. Yo pa di anyen. Yo mande ou. What's going on? Nothing going on. Huh? Nothing going on. Huh? Yo mande ou encore. What's going on? All these rumors. Nothing going on. Huh? Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Yo mande ou encore. Nothing. Yo ba ou kod. Yo ba ou kod. Ek apweza kod la chebe ou na ou ka koui. Ek radak. Yo pon. C'est même manière là où ka pêcher ou ça avec hook là, avec sang là, en de l'eau. Ou ka senti anti-becté, anti-bondé. Hedi. Ek le ou ouais, le ou savent. I bien chebe, ou ka hit ra. Yo chebe ou. C'est ça qui fait là. C'est ça qui fait là. And now you have no choice now. Pis yo la je bay lan leo. Yo la je to my boy lan leo la. Premature. Had no choice. There was no time to wait. Septembre, yo te kwa se septembre, ebe octobre. Ebe plita en août. But they pulled the Chuck Norris on them. That's what happened, you know.
Yep.
The Chuck Norris, the roundhouse. They were dazed and amazed. So now, everything had to be rushed. Like you expose ko yo la poisa. So now, you're talking about strategic space.
Yeah.
There are, folks, I'm telling you, there are no independent candidates. Mamele Sayodi. I don't care what you call it. It's just like telling me about the distress fund. It don't matter what you call it. You can call an account in the bank the distress fund. You can call it the fire victims fund. You can call it the Consolidated Fund. You can call it any fund you want. L'argent, c'est l'argent. So you can call it a spade. You can call it a pell. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it a digging implement. Say, membailai. And I am telling you, the cat, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was an act of God, like some people say. Maybe it was an act of the demo. Maybe it was a bolom ki iwe duvin. Maybe it was an act of Beelzebub. Maybe you passe en bay en Fiji. Maybe you bay en bay pour boire. Peut-être bay là you bay pour fote y boire. Massive. But Saturday night was the revelation of it all in Moshi. Yeah. And it happened in Moshi. It was said in Moshi to happen in St. Lucia.
Well, we have another revelation tomorrow. It's nomination day. All the jokers, all the cards will be put on the table.
That's right.
Nomination day tomorrow.
That's right.
So, loving la uka di kiles party uka represent si uka mute independence uka mute by party sa se deme tout moun kay sa.
So you know what happened, Champion? When the Prime Minister announced the elections last week Monday, it threw a wrench into the works that they had to accelerate everything. But everything was not ready yet.
No.
And then now, because you see, when he announced that now, Karka Glopayo.
Oh, oui.
And that is what happened Saturday. Saturday, it was forced. And Kisaki fait massive, Kisaki passé du vent Fiji, massive. But he revealed everything that we all knew a long time ago. And it was simple. That Stevenson King had joined the SLP. That's what Philip JP said. All the evidence, all the discussion had alluded to that for months. They themselves had alluded to it. And then what happened? What did we see before our very eyes? What did we hear last night? I mean, these people must believe that St. Lucians, me and you and everybody else, are the dumbest people who ever existed on this planet.
You know, I have not seen an election in my lifetime for the people of St. Lucia to be taken for a ride, for a joke. This thing is a joke. We're going to send candidates. We're not going to send candidates. We have independent labor. It's a joke.
But Ernest Hill said they were going to announce 2 candidates.
That's
for
what I heard. I was there last night.
Someone told me that. Central. Yeah. And then all of a sudden last night Philip JP came with something else.
No, Philip JP has
but he said there's no candidates for Castries Central and North last night.
So what is going on here now? This is a joke, a circus.
No, Papi, show your cap on Monpo.
The St. Lucian. When I get in that chair in a little later. So I'm black science here. Once
Champagne. I say it all the time. The 3 B's principle. Bullshit baffles brains. That's what we continue to see with them. You want to your cardia buy, lot you your cardia lot buy. It's the same thing with the government during this term. One moment they say something, when you do that something, they say something else. Say passa oni pour faire. Close down the country. Why you close it down? Open it up. When you open it up, why you open it up? You should have closed it down. Shut down alcohol to keep people from socializing. Why you have something against bar owners and restaurant owners? Then you free up the alcohol. Free up the alcohol, man. Free up the alcohol. You free up the alcohol, then you want to make people alcoholics for Mother's Day. It don't matter what you do. These people continue to insult the intelligence of St. Lucians. Let's get a call there. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Morning, Mr. William.
Morning. Please turn down your radio.
Oh, I'm not close to it, no?
It's still coming through.
Oh, okay. Let me move there.
You don't have to be close to it. Once the sound is getting to your phone, it can't
petoka. I was on Guy's head, on the Prime Minister's head, when they had meeting in the day.
Paula, you need to turn down your radio. Turn it off.
Okay, I put it off.
Right.
Last night they was on the Prime Minister's head and Mr. Guy head.
Well, they have strong heads.
Yes, I'm Guy and the Prime Minister.
Caller, that's not new, no. That has been going on for the last 8 years.
Oh, well, we didn't not take my vote because I'm not voting for him. I'm voting for the lady.
That's right. Where you calling from?
Me? I have 3 votes at my home for the lady.
What part of Castries North you live in?
Home, Bizet.
Bizet? All right, great stuff.
Opposite Nemo.
Beautiful, my friend. Beautiful.
I see giving people who keep contracts by the road. I don't know where to pay money to pay them.
Oh, King giving contracts right now?
Yes.
Aïe, 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 monsieur. Pas paix point, pas paix point. Mais changer pays avant.
Contract pour faire qui ça?
Couper zeb.
Couper zeb pour qui bon?
King qui dit?
Mon pas en gouvernement encore.
Elle dit c'est rep là.
Qui
paye en poche li. Où est technique là, là? So ça c'est charge dit les bas, so ça ka dou King même sans les bas après ça.
So semaine passée, semaine avant ça.
Oui.
Ok.
Yon de toi moun kouye.
Ok, quoi.
Ek di qui ça ka fait? Yo pas ouais rep là? Yo pas hen là hein? Pour couper zeb bay.
Mais actuellement.
So actuellement là hein pour couper zeb.
My goodness, what has this guy got himself into, man?
Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
It's wonderful to hear you all out again. One of the things I'd like to tell you all is this. I am happy that you all have seen the trickery of
the
Mr.
Bluff. Of all of them.
Of all of them,
all
yes.
of them.
But one of the things I want to tell you all is, you know what it's doing? It's diverting attention from all the other ministers to him.
Yep.
Yes, he's important, but not that important. Everybody is important. Please give our ministers their attention and put him aside. When necessary, deal with it. But other than that, give our ministers their clipping. They say what they're doing, show what they're doing, do what you all used to do before. Come on, we need to get things ongoing, and we need to make sure that nothing is unturned.
That's untold.
Okay?
That's right.
Y'all are doing a wonderful thing. But right now, he getting too much focus. He getting too much attention. He getting everybody calling in and talking about him. No. Give our other guys their time. The lady, talk about her. Say what she can do. Say what she's done. Come on.
Caller, with all due respect, caller, with all due respect, what you're saying, a lot of people have shared that same sentiment, but I'll tell you something. What has happened there?
I know what. I know.
Hello?
I know how you feel.
Hello?
Yes?
I am saying with all due respect, we understand what you're saying and you're very right. We have heard so many people calling to say that. But what has happened there, caller, it came like a shock to the world. All those Flabo people that had loved this man, that loved their party, up until now, these people still don't understand what happened, you know, caller. I know you're saying let's not talk about it, and I agree with you because I said that myself. But it is a shocker for all of our people. And look at the way it was done.
But you know, one thing you have to understand as well, caller, is in the compressed time that we have, the short period of time, that there is a concerted effort by those individuals to spread as much propaganda and lies as possible. And if you do not debunk them, you cannot not respond. I agree with dealing with putting out the information on the accomplishments. Herod in Soufrière has been amazing. There's no candidate ever, representative in Soufrière, that can compare to the achievements and accomplishments of Herod Stanislaus down there. There's none to compare to Bradley Felix. And there's certainly none of them to compare to Alan Chastney. And let me tell you something, caller. You see Castries East? Licks. They're getting more licks than ice cream over there.
That's what you'll have to be saying. Although you all are going to hit him, yes, now and then, but come on, you see what you're doing there? That is what I want you to do.
But caller, that has been done, and
you know, tell the people, wonderful. All right? I'm just fed up of hearing about Stephenson King.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, nice program.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Keep calling. Have a great day.
She's right, but you know, in all fairness, no, but we have showed everything of this ministry. Let me say, you have a call?
No, go ahead.
Let me ask you something, and you always sit in the House of Parliament. When did the other parliamentarians on the government side showed all their clippings of their achievements? What did Steve show? I'm trying to remember. Did he show anything?
I don't recall.
That just hit me. I'm just trying to think of.
We have another call. Anything. Let's take one via WhatsApp. I'm going to take two more calls.
No, take your time, man. We have time.
Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Sometime I think it was the day before, so a caller called to find out which symbol is accepted, whether it's a cross or an X.
Caller, I'm supposed to get that info.
I beg your pardon?
I am getting that info today. Yes. Just to make it absolutely and abundantly clear.
Yes.
What we want to do is the week into elections, We want to saturate that. I don't want to tell anybody too much now, and then they forget. You know, do it once or whatever.
As presiding officer, excuse me.
Yes.
What I am concerned about, what I am very concerned about is that too many of our ballots are being rejected.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say, yes.
Caller, you said you've been a presiding officer?
Yes.
What can you say about that? Can tell us about what the symbol is
we
supposed
need
to be?
have
What the
only
mark?
one point of intersection.
Right.
Sometimes they make the cross and they want to put different lines and say, okay, I will fix it.
Right.
It's rejected. It must have only one point of intersection.
So it can be a cross or an X?
It can be a cross or an X.
Right.
It's accepted.
Right.
Okay? But the important thing is one point of intersection.
Right.
That's important.
Right.
We do not want our ballots to be rejected.
So it doesn't have to be symmetrical. It doesn't have to be a perfect X
It doesn't have
or
to
a
be
perfect
a perfect
cross. Okay.
Sometimes people have shaky hands.
Right.
You know, it does not matter as long as it has one point of intersection and the point is within the space
Right. That is a
of
sign.
the symbol that you want to vote.
Right.
That's what I want to make clear.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay?
good. Thank
Beautiful
you so
caller.
much. That's
Beautiful.
perfect.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, folks, as long as there is a point of intersection,
yes.
for it can be an X, it's
Or-
a cross, it's a halfway as one side, but it must be. Depuis yo passé, ek se yon ligne, pas de ligne, pas fait un cross, ek vini mette un lot ligne encore, ek try fait comme si dit c'est à tout ka fait. Once ou fait cross là, eh ben ou fait quoi? That's it.
Yep.
Cross, intersecting line, and it has to be within the state. So si flamboyant là, ek boîte là pour mettre X là, it has to be with, il passe à des rois.
Ouais, depuis passé ligne là.
Depuis il en dit dans, boîte là pour flambeau, eh bien, qui parti ou ka vote pour, c'est là où on est pour mettre. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Williams. How are you?
I'm doing good. Talk to me.
UWP all the way, 2021 to 2025 plus.
26, yes.
You know they're calling me for asking me if I voting for Mr. King.
Well, they'll do that, eh? They'll do that.
They're so wicked, and Mr. King, may God bless you. May God continue to expose everything that you do.
Everything will be exposed.
UWP is going for the next 5 years, and y'all got to go with UWP. I don't understand what is going on. St. Lucia don't need to change the government. Look how well Alan Chasney
Has performed.
and his team.
The government has performed.
Look how they handle the COVID around the world.
Yep. Exactly.
Nobody, no other countries can do what Alan Chasney has done. May God continue to bless Alan Chasney and his team, and they're going back there for another 5 years and plus and onwards. Labour Party supporters, y'all wake up. Y'all need to be educated what is going on. Single parents, there is a 5 for 5 plan. Listen, read up, open your eyes and see what is going on. Labour Party has nothing to offer you. Go with UW.
Amen, caller.
Thank you very much, caller.
All right, yeah.
Thank you for keeping it real.
Do you have
I think
the
her
two
call
statements?
ended.
Okay. You have the two statements?
Which one?
With Hile and Pierre?
No, I don't. I ain't even wasting my time. I
It would be
don't
nice
need
to let the
I don't
people
need to
hear.
prove that. People
Yeah,
have heard.
Yeah.
You know, let's get 1, 2 messages there, and then I'm gonna get out of your hair, Champagne.
All right, if you say
No,
so.
but we all know that Philip Pierre and Kenny Anthony, over 15 years, are embarrassed by Prime Minister Chasney's performance in 5 years. Now we are seeing that Stephenson King is also being embarrassed by Prime Minister Chasney's performance. The SLP is busy offering all kinds of unrealistic bait just to win the elections. If St. Lucians fall for that, the joke, the real joke, will be on us, not them. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, good morning.
Morning,
How
sir.
are you doing?
I'm doing good. Talk to me.
Good. Gentlemen, a very happy good morning to you all.
Thank you very
You
much.
see everything that is happening right now on the radio in St. Lucia with these parties and Mr. King. It was there to be seen a long time ago, and some people didn't see it. You see, you remember the Minister John Compton, Honorable? And then when he got sick the last time and he never recovered?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. It's some kind of water they gave him to drink, a bottle of water that was sealed. And you know, most bottles that are sealed are not original. Right? And from that time, the man never recovered. You see what is happening to St. Lucia now? This is the rest of this water in the bottle. It's spreading over the island of St. Lucia right now, and we all can feel it. You see the evil that men do? No matter how long you live before you die, you will pay for it. No matter how it goes, when and where, but you will see it. That's my contribution. All listeners in the diaspora, St. Lucia, all over, have a wonderful day, and let's hope that election goes peacefully.
Thank you very much, Colin.
And stop
Thank
the
you.
violence and the insults and these things.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great day.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You know, I want to bring to your attention, when there's desperation, I want to bring to your attention, Champagne, and the attention of St. Lucia, something that transpired, that occurred yesterday, an act of violence near the office of the new UWP candidate for Castries North, Janine Girodi,
Yeah.
the lady who's going to take it away. You know that you have your canvassers and you have people who are doing work on the ground. And
right.
A number of the young people from the Castries North constituency were there doing their do, brushing up on how to go about doing their job, canvassing on the ground. All sides do it, all parties do it. It's elections. And the young lady had a UWP t-shirt on her. You know, you have to identify yourself when you go out. So all the canvassers are given a UWP t-shirt or something to identify themselves as coming from one party or the other. Because you don't come there and pretend, say I'm from the St. Lucia Labour Party, or I'm from the UWP, or I'm from the Green Party, whatever. This is what happens. You know that very well.
Of course.
And this young lady's boyfriend came around and she went out to talk to him or something. And dare she wear the shirt on her?
You're kidding.
Yes. That's the ignorance of some people.
He checked the shirt on the girl?
Yep. Dare she wear the shirt on her? And he started cursing and making noise and everything.
And that's his girlfriend?
So else?
My goodness.
Right there in Leclerc. Right there in Leclerc. And that is the ignorance that people see too often from the Kool-Aid squad.
Yeah.
Pas fait rien.
We had something in Babano as well last night, where Ezekiel Joseph's meeting. I went up there and I spoke for a little bit. And while Mr. Ezekiel Joseph was speaking, some guy came with a labor shirt, sat right there on the stage, sat there. Mr. Joseph stopped his meeting for a little while, and he said, you're not part of this meeting, so please, would you please get off the stage? He refused to move.
Sent there to create problems.
Refused to move. He was sent there. So people came, people that were there came trying to ask the guy to leave. He refused to move. He had a stick now. The guy that's the PRO for Babano constituency, I think he hit the guy with a stick. With his labor part. I couldn't believe I was seeing that thing in this day and age. Came there, sat on the man's stage. Meeting was stopped for a little while. Please, Ezekiel Joseph kept asking him to please remove yourself from our meeting. He refused to move. We had about 7 or 8 people went to him, refused to move. When he finally tried to get off the stage, he hit one of the guys with a stick and left. Can you believe that? I mean, what are these people doing? And their leaders are saying nothing.
It's deliberate. Anyway. It's deliberate. Anyway,
I know there are some places you would never be able to do that.
I'll take one more call and that'll be it. Good morning, you're on the air. You're my final call. Let's keep it real. Hello, you're on the air. Okay, not ready yet. I'll take one more call. 456-0931. If you want to give me a ring-a-ling on the ting-a-ling.
Anyway, how was the ground yesterday? I know you were part of the conversation.
The ground is good. The ground is good. Things are coming up in Castries North, man. I'm telling you, I'm very confident with Janine Girodi. And she was on Newsmaker Live last night. I
heard she was great.
Yeah. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. You're the final call. We're taking overtime.
I need a good time, so when I call back another time, or what do I got to do?
You called, man. You're on the air. Let's go. Don't waste the precious time you have.
Okay. Good morning, Solution. Good morning, Donald Conway. Good morning, my elder statesman, Sir Peter Georgie, Sir Michael Shasta, I'm not forgetting the great lady herself, Dr. Sharon Dama George. Gentlemen, this is what I have to say this morning. I've been hearing for weeks and months and years Philip J. talking about the Malawi. As you all know, I used to live in Barbados. I'm living in Bermuda now. I'm trying to be as short as possible, but don't rush me. In Barbados, as a first-person cricketer, the Belgians will give you a lot of talk. Nobody will know that. The Belgians will give you a lot of talk. They would ask you things like, how many test cricketers Sanusha have, etc. But they never teased me because they know I was pretty good at sports. I say this to say that the great man Brian Lara, yes, Brian Lara is my good friend, my personal friend. And one day he said to me, yes, Philip J. You could ask Judge Godfrey. Brian Lara is my friend, he's my buddy, one of my buddies, okay? My only friend, my buddy. And Brian said to me, Leonard, Alexa Lucia, you know, that time the man was in his full swing, he was the star of the world. And he said to me, he loves St. Lucia. I say, yeah? I say, yeah? So then, one day I said to myself, you know what? This man loves St. Lucia. If I could get the government offer this man piece of land, you know, to build a house in St. Lucia, that'd be great. And my St. Lucian people, players, you know, he would teach them a thing or two. I called Philip J.P., his Minister of Tourism. And told him about it. Oh, by law, I love the country, blah, 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 blah. Philip J.P. said to me, put it in writing, like you think I cannot write. He got an official letter from me. Yes, Philip J.P., I don't forget you. He got an official letter from me. He got it. Because my girlfriend typed it on the computer, blah, blah, he got it. 1 year passed, this man at all, he get back to me. He didn't get back to me. I said, what going on there? I came back to St. Lucia. And one day I was in the ghetto, come near Baradil, sitting on the guns. And I tell him, pardon mine, you know something? I gotta go to the government building. He said, what happened to Flash? I gotta go see that man Philip here, man. That man supposed to get back to me and let that man or something deal by law, that man never get back to me. I went there. I saw him. He was watching, he was sitting down in a chair watching TV. And I tell the man, who am I? Right? And I tell him, well, as you know, I'm the solution, I born right there. Banadil called me right there. You know what the man did? The man told one of his workers or somebody working there, oh, this guy walking here, and pretending he's Brian, our friend. This man did not piss on me. This man didn't want to look at me. Listen, and we sat there, being the guy. I said, well, give him time to watch his cricket. The man just sat there with past no mind. My partner told me, to press, but curse that man, let me leave. I said, no man, I ain't gonna curse him. He can lose the next election. The government will lose, and he can lose the seat. The government did lose, and he lost the seat. Okay? I came back to Bermuda. And confirmed both the half will be direct. And one day I said to myself, you know what? Let me give Sir John a call. I gave Sir John Compton a call. And this is how the man spoke to me. The man said to me, young man, you gave them that idea. They did not take your idea. The man name alone is a winner. The man name alone is a winner. Young man, where are you? I said, in Bermuda, sir. You have my office number, right? I said, yes, sir. This is my cell phone number. And when you come out, when next you come out to St. Lucia? Pretty soon, sir. Probably next 6 months or so. He said, when you come out, by the way, what you doing in Bermuda? I don't need you in Bermuda. I need you in St. Lucia. This is my cell phone number. Take my number down. Because I want to see you. The man name is Rita. What's wrong with those people? What's wrong with those people?
Caller, you're distorted. You need to stop shouting.
Anyhow, I go to St. Lucia now. It's a holiday time, blah, blah, blah. Throw in the parliament. I didn't check the man. The man came down on the parliament and he said to me, I shouted him. I said, Sir John, this is Leonard. guy that called me from Bermuda. How long you at? I said, been a few weeks now. And you ain't call me? You ain't call me? And let me tell you something. I say all have to say this. That man, Sir John Compton, was willing to go up the Viceland. When they came back to Bermuda, he asked me how long, when you leaving? I said, leaving today. He said, man, I told you to call me. I told you to call me. And you didn't call me. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I went to Barbados, then back to Bermuda. While up there, I heard the man is sick. Next thing, he passed away. I'm saying this to say this to you, Comrade people, Baradian people, the ghettos of St. Lucia. The SMP is not for y'all. They are class distinction. Nobody on my try to give y'all. They have nothing for y'all. I experienced it. That man Philip here, think that I'm no worry. Biological could never got me away, I'll be a friend. I want Philip here to know, all you gotta do, call Joseph Doffrey. I introduced Joseph Doffrey to Bailara.
30 seconds, caller.
They call me Bailara in Bermuda. I went in Barbados. When the boys see me in Barbados, they said Bailara got to be down here. And say the solutions. Don't roll on SFP. They are frauds. They are bullshitters. Don't vote for them. Not a damn seat for them. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Well, Champagne.
Yes, sir.
That sounds like it this morning.
Yep.
I don't want to take over your show because they're not going to pay me. You're not going to pay me yours. Let's take one more call.
Yeah, of course.
Good morning. You're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nobot, for venir tout.
Vous say dernier call.
Aïe, merci, chérie. Ouais, donc ça, hein. Mali donc ça parle pas toi, bien, mais moi, on champagne gâtant,
Nat ki mane ou ka di ma parler patouan. Na parler patouan, na comprend nous bien.
Ka parler plus mais pas c'est ouais.
Et very good. Vous avez dit au bail. Nous ni tout ça moun comme moun, yo vle voter et que yo ni a dit que yo comme moun ka tout pet dizing. Yo ça yo a dit que là. Yo a je ne vois pas pour venir. Bon, la dia bail moi qu'on dit yo ka vle faire a research pour aller di moun manière pour voter quoi en tout na. Very good suggestion. Ça me veut vous adjectif. Là ni tout ça petit jeudi dernier avant. Yo ka dit nous si non à tout là. Et là ni moun qui connaît tout, même si on y a des cadeaux qui expire, et bien même si on pas y a des cadeaux là, yo côté moun qui la connaît tout tellement bien. Et bien nous à tout là, on ça vote. Fais une sortie ça ben tout mais à tout ben pour nous comprendre puis là ni on de go moun nous, et pour nous on ça qui nous va parler about, ça me ça. Aussi là ni on de go moun qui yo ni a des cadeaux mais on ka mistake de pas les été gabini, on ka mal venir dire. To garder pour loi qui garde on ça voter depuis nous à tout respecter moun qui la connaît où because c'est pour ni ba qui expire ba comment mais c'est quoi avant depuis nous bien quoi nous à tout respecter ça voter on fait une sortie ça s'il vous plaît pour nous mettre air clair.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Ainsi men là nous kay commencer li qui sa loi ka di na hen by I see the light flash in there. Okay, it's gone. Okay, that's it, folks. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining me very deep into overtime in Champagne's show. That's right, another morning edition of Keeping It Real. Thank you so much, all of you who sent in messages. Sorry, we got so many messages there. Oh, wow, look at that. Yeah, I haven't had breakfast yet. Okay, let me try going through one, two of those messages here. One says, okay, that's independence candidates don't generally do well. That's a story in St. Lucia Times somebody sent to me. Let me read this one. Good morning, Norbert. We have an election to win. Let's forget about King. We need to stop giving him attention. I voted for him last elections, and trust me, he's not getting our vote this time around in my household. UWP all the way. 4 votes from my home for Janine Girodi. Damn it. That's what the person said. Let's go next one here. Good morning, Bowtie. I am a youth who realizes how important it is to vote for the UWP because of the growth I have seen. It was really hard to get a job since Labour was in office As a UWP supporter, I was not able to get a job. But with UWP, everybody's eating, whether it is Labour or UWP, you're eating. I currently work at Ojo and get paid more than any job I've ever had. The pay is good. Philip JP said he will remove Ojo and ITEL. Why would I want to bite the hand that feeds me and go and vote for Labour? Never. UWP all the way. Okay, next one, and I ring the bell on that. Young person making sense. Let me just see if I can get 2 more messages there. I won't read everything. There must be about 50 messages left there. Good morning, Norbert. I'm sending my love to you all. Miku North representing on St. Martin. This is one time. I'm sorry I can't make it to St. Lucia to vote, but sending my well wishes to Auntie Gail. My love for her and the UWP is forever. I'm a bit busy today. I want to call and let St. Lucians know how important it is to have good health care. Let me see, which one will I read here. Let's take this one. I understand properly what the SLP is doing. Divide UWP with the hope that some UWP supporters will follow King and Frederick. So when you add the UWP that might follow King and Frederick, then add those voters with the SLP vote. And that's the only hope the SLP has. So UWP supporters, please don't be fooled. Good morning, Mr. Norbert. Go out and vote. One more, I'll take this one. Good morning. The SLP has just enrolled itself in the collusion of evil in an effort to stop the obvious progress of this country. Folks, let me make it very clear. The record is clear, unambiguous. The performance of this government shows the vision, the forward thinking, and the ability of Prime Minister Alan Chasney and the UWP. Regardless of all what has been leveled against this government by the detractor, by the king snake, by whoever, the performance is clear. And the performance previously is also very clear. The record is there. Vote for progress. Vote for a new St. Lucia. Vote for jobs. Vote like your life depended on it. To make a new St. Lucia, to build a new St. Lucia, you have to do things differently. You have to be doing things new. It can't be the same old, well, it's not the party of John Compton anymore. It's still the UWP in modern times. Thank you for joining me once again on the morning edition of Keeping It Real. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., I'll be right here to continue to give you the information and to keep it real with you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Hello everyone, I'm Norbert Williams, right here on Sky FM 93.1. Join me Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. for the morning edition of Keeping It Real. And on Tuesdays and Fridays, Minerva Ward joining me from Canada, right near the North Pole. Although it's cold over there, it's gonna be hot in here. Don't you forget, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on GVD TV and streaming live on Facebook. Don't you miss it.
Mon repos, patience, Micoud, Chapwet, Wale, Micoud Village. We going and vote over there. Hola, Micoud North, you ready? Micoud North, there we go, Micoud North. What we say? Who we voting for? We voting anti-girl for sure. Who we voting for? We voting anti-girl for sure. Micoud North, who we voting for? We voting anti-girl for sure. Who we voting for? We voting anti-girl for sure. She give us roads with extension, that's a woman with a vision. New fields, parks and playgrounds, that's a woman with a vision. Preschool and community centers, that's a woman with a vision. Even gave us smart health centers. We voting at these elections. Who we voting for? We voting anti-girl for sure. Who we voting for? We voting anti-girl for sure. Me good enough. Who we voting for? We voting anti-girl for hypertension, that's a woman with a vision. New fields, parks and playgrounds, that's a woman with a vision. Preschool and community centers, that's a woman with a vision. Even gave us smart health centers. We voting at these elections. Who we voting for? We voting anti-girl for sure. Who we voting for? We voting anti-girl for sure. Me good enough. Who we voting for? We voting anti-girl for sure. Who we voting for? We voting anti-girl for sure.
I think he's a good leader. I think he's the best leader for the country. I do not see anybody else that can manage the country the way, especially in the pandemic. He did a tremendous job. I don't see another person that can run the country. His leadership skills is amazing. He's an amazing person. He's always in the community.